Awesome. Great to see you, Justine. Where in the world are you right now?
I'm right now in Kopangan. It's the island in Thailand. Have you heard about or have you been here?
I've only heard about it from one of my friends, Annabella. I think it's a mutual friend of ours. Annabella?
Yeah, I just saw her in your video, and she's living, I think, 1 minute from me. She told me her location, and it's just like my neighbor. It's super funny. And Tim, remember Tim? You had an interview with Tim. He made one with
Tim
you.
Jantos. Yes, Tim Jantos. Yeah, yeah. He's out there too as well,
He
right?
was my neighbor. He was just right next to me here in the house where I'm living. Yeah, but he's not here anymore.
Okay, amazing. He was your next door neighbor. I'm sure that was pretty interesting.
It was so cool. We attracted each other. And you know where we met? Guess where we met, Tim and me?
Italy?
At the coconut water place
Coco.
where we always get our coconut water.
Aha. Okay. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were about to say something else. I met Tim at the Pranic World Festival in Italy,
Oh wow, really?
in Coco. So we were both at the Pranic World Festival together, and
Wow.
that's where I met him. We played chess. We played chess with each other, and he's an
Oh my
amazing
God. Yeah, really. Yeah, he's really amazing. I felt like he could be my twin.
guy.
Like me in a guy's body. I felt like this sometimes. Really interesting person.
Yes. And since you're in Copenhagen, where are you from originally?
I'm I'm from Germany, but I'm living in Mexico since like 10 years. I'm
Wow.
based in Mexico, yeah. And
Mexico.
in actually in Cancun, but I'm also in Tulum and Playa and Puerto Escondido. And in Puerto Escondido also starts my Coco Talks journey with the coconut water fasting actually. Yeah, in
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
yeah, beautiful, beautiful place also.
amazing, amazing. See, yeah, I saw the pictures, 2021, and it wasn't, that long ago, but very transformative. It sounds like your whole life, completely changed.
Hmm.
And Justine, I didn't know, I was born in Germany, so I was born in
Oh, really?
Stuttgart.
Oh, really? Oh my God. But do you speak German?
No, not really. My mom, she
Okay.
only taught me a few words, so I know Ich liebe dich.
Oh, ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich. That's about it. Guten
That's my
Tag.
nice one.
Ich liebe dich. That's about it for my German.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but I should definitely brush up. But it was nice to visit Stuttgart again and see it after all
Mhm.
those years because I left before I was 1 years old. I
Oh,
left
okay, okay. Yeah, so you barely remember,
barely,
probably.
barely.
But
Yeah, yeah.
Germany is like, Germany is not a place where I feel I am meant to be. The
Hmm.
people are very close-minded, very
Okay.
progressive, I would say.
It is
It's
very like in what ways were you drawn to Mexico?
Well, the thing is, I'm living abroad since 2007 already. When I was 21, I went to Mallorca, to Spain, because my father lived there. My parents, they get separated, and then he was in Spain. I went there, and then I discovered a new world. And that leads me to connect with so many people from all over the world. And then I met people who was in Mexico. And in 2015, I went to Mexico for my first time. And then I fell in love with the nature and the people's mind and happiness, and it felt so much freedom not being in a place where people are so programmed and afraid for rules and for the system. In Mexico is a little bit corrupt. It's different, let's say. I mean, of course, always people everywhere who watching newspaper and are afraid, but I did not felt it anymore because I did not watch the news there. So I found a totally new world in Mexico, and that was beautiful. Like, my life changed completely. And I did not visit Germany since 6 years, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now
So
feel with the calling.
got
It's
you.
crazy. Hmm.
So when you say your life changed completely, when you were there and there was a whole new world, everything just transformed for the better, what would you say was probably one of the biggest life changes, like during that time? What was a big jump?
Oh, that's interesting question. I mean, I think a very big transformation happens already in 2008 when I heard about the law of attraction and manifestation and how you can change your entire life with your thoughts because you
Hmm.
create a new story.
Right.
As soon as you understand that you are the creator of everything around you, what you see, because everything is the perspective from the inner world to the outside. And yet, when you really understand this, your life is gonna change because you are aware and you look what's happening and you're questioning different questions and you get all these answers from the universe. Like today we have the AI and ChatGPT, and this is a natural thing what we how we live. We could just ask a question in the universe and we receive the answer. And ChatGPT is like the manifestation of our thoughts, of our system, how it works
Right.
to be alive in that human body. So that changed totally, as completely my life. The law of attraction. The first book was no, was it the law of attraction? I think it was a secret, the first book, but then
Rhonda
follows the law
Byrne.
of attraction,
Yeah.
like these things. And later, the big transformation after this was, I think, the coconut water fasting. No, let's say before I did another long-term fasting. It was with water and juices in
Okay.
2015, my first 4 weeks fasting. And it changed me because I totally quit smoking cigarettes and I was I was a different person. Everyone was, wow, you're looking so happy. And like, what I was just so happy. I felt like I'm not me. Who is this person? I felt so light. I felt
Mhm.
so connected. Like everything changed. I was happy every single moment in every single day. I felt just amazing and happy. And this was with my first long term fasting for 4 weeks. Because before I was only fasting 2 weeks or like 10 days because I started already fasting, I think 15 years ago. And it
Wow.
was only because I needed to do it because it was a crazy situation actually. There you see how situations lead to that beauty. Because I wanted to start a fasting my first time of my life 15 years ago because I did not had a lot of money in this time. I was working a promotion job and I needed to wait until I get paid. And I was smoking cigarettes and I wanted to quit. So I looked into it and then I thought, oh, fasting. And then I quit for the first time smoking cigarettes, but I started again later. But then 2015 was the day or the time where I really stopped completely
Okay.
smoking cigarettes. And
Okay.
I was drinking water with a little bit juice for 4 weeks. I did this like water and orange juice, a little bit of orange juice in my water.
Hmm.
And I was so happy. I was walking every day 9 kilometers on the beach, and yeah, it was a beautiful time. And
Oh
since
my.
then, I was a fan of fasting.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
when you became a fan. Like that's when the fasting bug bit you, you
Hmm.
know? That's what it happened, and you just developed like an affinity for fasting because it's amazing just to hear this, Justine, and thank you for sharing your journey with us. Like thank you for sharing your testimony and just talking about your origin story and just how things began for you because I mean so many people have tried to quit smoking with so many different methods, so many different things. Like they've tried, chewing gum. They've tried, alternative habits. They've tried hypnotherapy. They've tried psychologically, like different tactics to try and get away from that. But why do you feel like fasting in 2015 just nipped that in the bud? And how long had you been smoking up until then?
I think I started smoking cigarettes in 2000. Well, not 2000. I don't know which year it was. I think 15,
15.
like super
Okay.
young.
So
Yeah,
since
let's
15.
say. Now
Wow.
I'm 38. Tomorrow is actually my birthday, by the way. I will turn 39
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday. Happy birthday. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
tomorrow. But yeah, with 15, I started smoking cigarettes, in the school. But everyone did it. You don't question if it's good or not. You just do it because you want to be one of the cool people. You
Right.
know how it is when you're young. And then I was smoking. I was smoking, smoking, smoking. And then the fasting really helps me. And I remember how I wanted really to quit smoking because in Mexico, they did not have my brand, the cigarettes, what I smoked, they did not have it. And I was only smoking this kind of cigarettes because otherwise I get like pain here. Not pain, but like this, you know? So, yeah, and yeah, I knew I can quit. You know, I just knew that when you forget your habit, it's not there anymore. You forget it.
You
You know, when
forgot
you
it.
do fast, you forget your habit kind of, because you're not, you know, this is a decision first. You know that you're not gonna do it. There's not a question. That's not a, oh, maybe I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, maybe not. No. When you start fasting, you decide this is not possible anymore. You cannot even think about it. As soon as you stop thinking about that this could be a possibility, it's a manifestation. You know, you're not thinking about it. So you focus what you're gonna do. And this was for me a fast. And I focus on what I can do in my life now, because I'm not eating, and eating is a big distraction. Eating, you know, I mean, you know the best. Eating is like, it suppresses your emotions. It makes you numb. It blocks all your connection to yourself. Eating, I know this, you know, so I knew when I'm not gonna eat, and I decided I'm clear, and I receive a new way of living, a new tools, what makes me, let's say, fill, because smoking cigarettes, it's like you do it because you feel like, oh, what am I gonna do now? It becomes like a filler. No, how to say, when you have a,
So,
you know,
like almost out of boredom, like you just needed something to do out of boredom sometimes.
exactly. And the same with food.
Okay.
The same is with food, because as I did now a dry fast, right? I stopped actually yesterday. I quit it after 7 days, because really,
Congrats. Oh my
thank you.
gosh.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it was very intense. It was very intense. It was my third time of 7 days, or once I had 6 days,
Amazing.
then 2 times 7 days, and I had various 4 days, 3 days, 1 day, 36 hours, and this, because I wanted to know, I wanted to figure out more about why we're eating all the time, you know, because I know it's not natural. It's not natural to eat that much. The people nowadays, they don't know what's hunger. They don't know it anymore. They're just eating for habits and for the emotional suppress, to not let show comes up the emotions, and to not look into them and feel them again, to heal. And I feel men have the problem a lot. Like, they don't want to look into their emotions, yeah, because they get angry when they're not eating. Then the fucking anger comes up, and they're thinking, oh, I need to eat now. Yeah, this is like how they block their healings and all the beautiful opportunities which leads, no, when you stop eating. Knowing yourself better and the word and everything. And yeah, this was for me the biggest question. You know, I wanted to know why. I just felt, you know, when you just feel, sometimes you just feel there's something not normal. This is not how it supposed to be. Let's say the same with COVID or something. You just knew there's something wrong with. You knew this felt not right. This is not. There's something weird in the food industry, in the pharma industry. Obviously, the McDonald's, how often they do all these promotions, you know there's something wrong with, you know, and then you want to start figuring out by yourself. And this is me, you know. I'm like, okay, when I hear some things, and I just wanted to come back to the dry fasting. Why I did dry fasting was, I wasn't talking a lot about coconut water fasting, right? Because the people saw how I looked after that. I lost a lot of kilos, like 14 kilos. I looked different. I looked good, my skin, everything was glowing. I manifested a lot of things. So I was like, with my highest self, let's say. I was connected. And then a woman texted me, and she said that she healed her cancer with 5 days of dry fasting. And after that, she did coconut water fasting. She texted me, yeah, because she saw my videos. And then I was like, oh my God, when someone can heal her cancer with something, I need to try this. I need to try it. How can I not? You know? And then I tried it by myself, and everyone texted me, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, Justine, you're gonna die. Like 3 days without water, you will not survive. And I was like, oh my God, fuck, am I gonna die? Because I was not sure. I did not know much about it. You know, I just wanted to try it. And then I remember how my parents were so afraid. They were like, Justine, and you see still like my eyes now, you see, I was very dry. I'm not a breatharian now that I feel it 100% in my mind. I'm still like doubting, you know, because it's natural. We were programmed. So, and I felt like my water was my face in the water was completely gone, and I looked so different. And you know, here on the eyes, very like a little bit dark and no water. Even now, you see my eyes. Usually, I have like this here water in the eyes. You know, now you see it's like open. And of course, my parents see me like this, and they're like, "Oh my God, Justine, you're gonna die maybe." And it's challenging when the whole world. Imagine, you know, many people now, right, who are doing this. Look, this is also different, but if you don't know not even one person in your entire environment, then you feel like, oh my God, maybe it's really, maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw what you posted, Justine, where on your story you were asking like, am I an alien? You know, you're like, am I from another galaxy? Am I a galactic being? Am I from this planet? You know, I'm going 7 days without food and water, you know, 7 days, no calories. Am I, you know, what am I? Right? Am I a human being? What am I? So, I love that you ask these questions, and I love that you're unafraid to ask questions because questions are the answer, you know, asking ourselves these things. I mean, you were unafraid to ask yourself if it was possible to, you know, to cut the addiction or the habit of smoking, the habit. You know, you're like, okay, let's make a plan. You know, how do we do this? You set a course, you set an intention, you had an objective, you had a direction, you know, and then you were able to go in that direction and move there. And you said it was only 4 weeks. You said 4 weeks of fasting, and then you were done with
Yeah,
smoking.
yeah.
Done, and you
Completely done.
and you completely
Completely
done.
done.
And you
Yeah.
started when you were 15 years old. That's amazing. You know, that's amazing to just to have something for that many years, and then in a matter of weeks, it's gone.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
gone. So that's, I mean, for some people, that's miraculous. Like that's a miracle.
Mhm.
You know, that's amazing. Like there's people that will feel they feel hopeless. They feel like there's no hope. They've given up. They think that this is just who I am. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But something within you said no. Like I don't accept this. Something within you was like, no, you know, there's more for me. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. There's more for you. It's, I mean, for me now, when I'm looking back, my journey is very long, very huge journey with the fasting because it comes poco a poco that I'm able to do a dry fast now, like that long. And I think I could go longer from my body. I know also my body doesn't need food to live. I know it. I just feel it. When I do my coconut water fasting for 35 days or this time now 40
Right.
days, I just know I don't need it to have energy in my body. It's just where I'm still a little bit is here the pleasure moments because I'm still being surrounded with people who are eating like normal all the time. For them, it's like a lifestyle. And then I can decide now, okay, what am I want to do? Do I want to go my way, you know, a little bit more? I mean, you can. I saw also your video, and yesterday my friend asked me, you can definitely be surrounded with people who are eating. Definitely. I join all my friends every time when they go into a restaurant. Yesterday also, like 3 of my friends were like, Justine, is it okay for you to be now with us here and we all eating? Do you don't want to eat? And I said like, well, I know what you mean, but as I'm doing this decision because I want to do it and I'm not forced to do it,
Exactly.
I think it's amazing to be able to have a normal life, also so you know, a social life
Yes.
and feeling good about
Mhm.
that. But for people it's understandable. They're like they are so in that food habit. And to be honest, I want to be very honest, I'm also addicted still for eating for the pleasure, for that,
Mhm.
oh, let's see what we could get, and excitement, just the whole experience. It's not about the eating, you know, and feeling after that food. No, it's about the whole experience. Just going in a restaurant, being excited. At home, I don't feel like I want to eat, but I like to go in a restaurant. You know,
Right.
I like to see what they have in the menu. But actually, if I eat always the same. I have to be always the same dish. So, but
Yeah.
no, I really feel the eating is, I don't know, it's so weird. It's so
Yeah.
weird how we're eating nowadays. And that's like how I see it, and people would say it's so weird that you're fasting all the time, because what I said is it's my long journey, and I was like it's getting like less, you know, less breaks from food. No, more breaks from
More
food.
breaks.
So
More breaks.
for example, I would eat, I would fast for 40 days, and then I would eat for 1 month, you know, and then I would eat fast again, maybe 2 weeks, and then I would maybe eat another time for 1 month or 6 weeks, and then I would maybe do another 20 days fasting. It's like this. My journey is like this, and I think it's okay. You know, I don't want to force it too much, but I feel this is my path.
Yeah,
You know.
it's all flow, you know, it's all flow and no force. It's not like a forced journey. It's definitely a flow journey, you know, a flow journey for sure. And I feel that coming from you, Justine. Like as you're talking, I had to smile and laugh to myself because I was reminiscing to myself about the same scenarios that you're talking about when you're surrounded by people who are eating, and then even going out to a restaurant with friends who are eating, you're not eating, but they're all eating. And there's been times where there was almost a sense of guilt or a sense of like, you know, they were wondering like, are you sure? Like, you sure you're not, you know, I can eat this around you? You don't feel, you know, they were wondering if I felt some type of way. And it was actually them who felt some type of way around me because I wasn't eating, even though I was comfortable, they were kind of uncomfortable. So did
Exactly.
you felt that scenario?
Yes. And
Okay.
especially with my parents also, because, you know, they want to give you love through food. It's a natural thing. Like when you get from your mother the breast, she's nourished you with her milk, and it's kind of thing how some people give love. You know, they give love because they prepare food for you, and if you're then not eating, then they're like, okay, what I can give you now?
Right.
How can I make you happy
Right.
without, you know, because they're thinking you, this is the only thing what makes you feel like alive, what they can do, that they can maybe support you just being on planet Earth. Or I don't know how to say this, but yeah, this is more hard, you know, with the parents. I feel with my friends, so, okay, now, but now after some years, now all my friends know, okay, Justine, they asking me, are you eating right now or are you fasting? And I'm like, yeah, today I could eat something, you know, like, oh no, I'm fasting, but I join you, you know.
Right.
Now they are also telling them, hey guys, if you're going to eat, let me know, I join you.
Yeah.
Only because I'm not eating, I want to be a part of your coming together. Why
Right.
why I should be not, you know?
Right.
And now they get used to it, but it took a while, to be honest. You know, they needed, because for them it's they don't know no one else who's doing this, you know.
Right. I
So
understand. Yeah. No, I see what you mean, Justine. And even as you were speaking, you know, we have a lot of people who are really relating to you and really resonating with you. And they're just hearing your message right now. Like Andrea below, Andrea Catalina, she's in Colombia. And Andrea says, I've been there. After people says I'm crazy, when I have been in detox moment is like, am I crazy? And she also says that some people feel bad about you saying no and that they feel rejected. So she was saying that she echoed that and she said, for the first time today, I wanted to drink a juice because I wanted and not because I was craving something. It satisfied me and my body is feeling great after a dry fasting for 2 days. So she just went through a 2-day dry fast. And what do you feel like you could say, just any words of advice for people who, you know, they feel encouraged to fast, they feel empowered by fasting, but they have friends, family members, and loved ones around them who think that they're killing themselves or think that they're hurting themselves. Even if they feel vibrant, they feel vitality, they feel alive, they feel energetic, but they have people around them that say the opposite. What advice would you have for people?
oh yeah, that's a good question. What I'm doing, what helps me a lot, is watching videos, for example, let's say on here, your videos or on YouTube, and really feeling, hey, I'm not alone with this. There are
Right.
people out there, even when it's not the
Right.
majority, and still special. But imagine what can you have for an impact, a positive one, when you are one of the few and you're gonna share your journey. And in the beginning, it's always that people are like, what the fuck? It could be with anything, but with a why, they're gonna accept it. It's just the beginning because it's new and it's weird. Every great person on this planet Earth who started something new, what was not known by the people, they were looking at them, what the fuck is with you? You're so weird. And this is not normal. But later they become the genius and the leader, you know. Just you need to find your tribe, but you have to be your authentic self to find these people. Right. Of course, if you're acting like what you are not, you're gonna attract these people. But if you are true with that, what you would like, where's the calling, what you would like to experience, this is a hard thing to do. Let's say hard. It's not that hard. It's more in our imagination hard, what we could think, what it could destroy it, or like you could break your friendships, or, but this is not true. It's just, it seems maybe like this on the beginning, but it's not the truth. Right. Because we have to be honest now with the energy and with the law of attraction, everything. When you are good with yourself, the energy is what attracts in your life and what creates your outer world. So if you're okay with yourself and you accept it, you're gonna create everything what will show up for you, will support you. You know, it's just the worriness on the beginning. It could attract some worriness at the outside. You know, I mean, as everything is a reflection, everything what you see, every little detail in the outer world. So it makes sense. If you worry and questioning, people will come and questioning, worrying. If you are more 100% feel safe and sure what you're doing, you will get this also from the outside, and you're gonna attract the right people. So this is what I can say. What's gonna happen for 100% sure. It is a life law. It is something what will happen. Wow. So yeah, just the beginning. Have to go through it. But it's with everything. If you start with a sport, or if you start traveling by yourself through the world, you will find situations where you don't know really what to do, but you will, with your life experience, figuring these things out, and then you know later, oh, there's a solution for everything. And this, what you need to live, it's not, I cannot just tell you. You have to feel it. You have to go through it. Then you become stronger, but you have to go through this moment. You cannot jump, how to say it, boom, you have to do it. You cannot take the, how you say it?
Yeah, like a shortcut, you
exactly.
know, there's no shortcuts.
No. This experience you need to have, you need to go through, and then you are the inspiration for other people who are standing before this experience. This is with everything, also with manifestation. People looked at me when I was talking about manifestation 2008 or 9, when it was not so common. They were like, what the fuck, Justine? How do you think you can create everything, and you are here the master and the creator and the god and blah blah blah? And I said, I feel it, I know it. And everything what the people said, I did not take it, because I know. And if you are connected to yourself and the fasting, you know. So whatever someone said, it's just your worries, you know. I know it's not true. I know everything is an illusion outside. Nothing is true. I can change it anytime, in any moment. You know, this is very powerful, I think, this thought. Just embrace it, and yeah.
Super powerful, Justine. Like, I feel empowered just listening to you. Like, I feel it's electric. You really stirring some electric fire in here. Like, wait a minute. So hold on. Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So is that Scorpio or Sagittarius?
Scorpio.
We Scorpio. Awesome. So we got the
you
water.
Also?
Water tribe. Scorpio? Water tribe. Yeah, Scorpio. I'm Scorpio as well.
When is your moment? I need to turn off my fan because it's a little too cold. When is your birthday?
Yeah, October 26th.
Okay.
October 26th. So Scorpio family. Scorpio family. So it takes one to know one, you know, just understanding, like, I mean, you know, with the water signs, of course, we deal with a lot of things with our emotions as well. And when it came to fasting, like, especially just this week, you know, this last 7 days that you've gone without food and water for 7 days, would you say that, go ahead?
That was very intense, I can say.
Yeah.
Very intense.
Would you say the most?
Yeah.
You said a lot of what?
Sorry, a lot crying.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask.
Yeah. A lot of crying, a lot of releasing, a lot of feeling high, like super high. no sleep anymore.
Right.
And this was the hardest thing for me. It's not about not drinking and having a dry mouth after some days, but it starts late with a dry mouth. I think on day 5 it starts having a dry mouth. I also was a lot of outside with my friends. I was not inside, and you know, I was on the beach. Then I started enjoying the water so much, being in the water, because I did only 1.5 days of dry without any contact of water, like no showering, no teeth brush. This I only did 1.5 day, like 24 hours, I think. And then I start like, no, I feel like I want a shower. I want to go out, you know. And then I because you have to also question yourself, why are you doing this? So if that makes sense, really, the whole experience, dry, or do I want something different? And I felt, no, I want a different experience. So I took a shower in this. And then, yeah, it's crazy because you start feeling different, kind of more connected. Thoughts comes up, which, you know, it's your exactly childhood traumas or whatever for experience, they just show up. And but then what shows up, which was the most beautiful thing, is you are so grateful. You just know who you are, and you are so grateful, and you are there and crying because you're thinking, wow, this is so overwhelming, this living on planet Earth in a human body experience. This is like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is like, what is this for a masterpiece? You know, just this whole world, like what we created with all these animals. And then I hear the birds here in my garden when I'm waking up, you know, they're the birds singing, and I'm wow. And that makes you cry, you know. This kind of little thing makes you cry. It's, I need to remember the book, The Power, from The Secret, right? But what is The Power? The other book from, she has so many, you know, but The Secret has many books, and there's one. What is the name? The other, the greatest secret.
Okay.
The greatest secret. And she talks, she said in one part of the book, it's almost impossible to not cry for this grateful feeling being here on planet Earth. When you look around you, it's almost impossible to not start crying because it's so beautiful. And this is what I feel. This is what I feel when I'm dry fasting, because I'm connected with the highest, what is there. I'm connected with everything. It's crazy. And then I'm so like, wow.
I love it. It's like there's nothing to block you. You know, there's nothing to block you from source. It's like a clear channel. Yeah.
And then I've been to the ecstatic dance yesterday, and I felt, should I go to the ecstatic dance now? And I could barely, I'm honest, I was weak a little bit. Like walking a lot I felt like I was walking like a lot, and walking a little felt like I walked a lot. And I was not really able to walk a lot. Once, then when I did dry fasting, by the way, that was totally opposite. I was walking 14 kilometers per day.
I believe you.
It was crazy. I was full of energy. My heart was like boom, boom, boom. Like I had like 3 coffees or something. But this time, it's crazy. So every experience is different, but this time it was not. But I went to the ecstatic dance. I danced just a little bit, to be honest, just 15 minutes. And I was crying again. And I saw all these people so happy. Like this feeling what I had once in a mushroom ceremony, when I felt like I'm God, zoom myself out, watching the people in their enjoying life situation. You know, like when people enjoying life aren't happy, I needed to cry because I felt I'm God, and I see that people understand finally what's the purpose of being on planet Earth and life. That it means you can just enjoy and being so happy, you know, just being in the present moment, so happy. And I felt this, and this is so beautiful. And this, when I would eat every day, I don't have this. No. Really, you know, I don't.
Likewise. No, I definitely relate. You know, I empathize, and I relate, you know, on every level, that there were so many things that I felt like I lacked, and just so many things that I didn't feel were in abundance when I was, you know, consuming large quantities and large amounts all the time. You know, the standard American diet 3 times a day, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And just, you know, and snacks in between. There was no room. There was no room for source, and just all of that love, that gratitude, that peace. I mean, that energy, just what you're talking about, is so reminiscent because even when you hit that point and you're not sleeping anymore,
Oh,
you know? How did you deal with the no sleep? Because
ooh.
that gets a lot of people. Some people will go back to eating just to put themselves back to sleep, you know?
To be
Yeah.
honest, I think this is what I did yesterday with the coconut water in the evening.
Okay.
I completed my 7 days,
Hmm.
you know, in the evening. And then I was like, should I go ahead? Should I go like day number 8? And then 9, I wanted to drink for sure because it's my birthday. Yeah.
Mm.
I felt like I wanted to drink something, then the coconut, because I love coconuts, my favorite thing. I really enjoy it a lot. And I still feel very aligned with the coconut water. But that's another story. Okay, back to your questions. I felt no sleep was really the most difficult for me.
Really?
You know, it would be different if we would all in this world not eating and all are awake 24/7, and we would have like kind of normal life, like in the nights, oh yeah, we're hanging out, there are some activities to do because we're all living this. But if you are the only person who's not sleeping anymore and you are in your room and the day feels long anyway, right? Because you know, 1 day of dry fasting equals 3 days of water
Yeah.
fasting. And
Yeah.
also with the time feeling,
Mhm.
it feels
Long.
different. You're in a different time
Much
zone.
longer, much
What
longer. Yeah.
much longer.
Mhm.
And then of course you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? And then you meditate. Then you meditate. And you know, then I felt like it is cool to meditate, to get clarity. I got a lot of clarity. And some questions were answered. It was super cool. But there was a point where I was like, okay, what's the question? Do I want to become this? Do I want to become the Indian guys who are in their hills and meditating the whole day, and this is their purpose of life? And I was really questioning myself, do I want to go this way? Because I'm there already. I could do it now. I could decide now, okay, fuck it. Fuck doing videos, fuck editing, you know, for YouTube. I do YouTube videos also. All these ideas, what I have, maybe doing a retreat to help people to do a coconut water fasting or whatever. Fuck it all. I go in the hill and I just meditate the rest of my life and being in that happy state. But I felt this is not my life path. And I really asked it this question very clearly. And then I said, no, Justine, it is okay. Not now. It is okay. Maybe later. But let's have a coconut. And then I just drink my coconut. I just drink my coconut, you know. And I have
Yeah.
it here
She
actually. I
was
have
like,
here
let me,
coconut.
she said, let me ground, let me come back down to earth and have my
Yeah.
coconut. Yeah.
It was a
Wow.
very conscious decision. I was thinking about it like some hours really, and I felt into it, and I felt good with the decision because I knew I might gonna sleep this night. But to be honest, I did not really sleep a lot yesterday. I slept very late, but I slept then really. I really slept then, and in the morning I was super tired, and I feel like the body does a lot of work in the dry fasting. You know, it's powerful, but you feel a little bit well, I don't know if everyone is doing, but I felt then really weak in the morning when I wake up. I felt like, oh, I think I need to sleep one more complete full day, you know. But I know that was an amazing experience. I want to do it again and again and again. But be honest with myself where I am right now. I talked with Tim a lot about it. Like, when are you really ready? Like the whole thing, your body and your mentality and your soul. When is it really ready to go this step? And as I'm enjoying right now so much the content creation and all this, I want to keep doing it because I'm honest to you. This whole week, I did not edit any video. I recorded videos. I recorded the days, you know, I wanted to do like a diary in English and in German, by the way. I will also now start sharing more in English about this topic because I finally get the message that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help people with that thing because I think it's the best, you know, what I'm able to do. Besides of manifestation, because usually I'm focused, I'm a like kind of manifestation queen and I can help people to shift their mindset, but it's more now connected to detox. So I really said to myself, I want to do it. I want to be a YouTuber still. And I was not editing anything. I did not felt it. You know, I just wanted to be in nature when I did dry fasting.
Right.
What is beautiful, but it's not the time now. It's maybe in a year, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, I decide to be this really, I don't need water, I don't need food, and I will be in nature for the rest of my life, because I did already what I have to do here. But right now, no, I need to do this video for other people. I feel it. It's a calling. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you also sitting in front of the screen and talking with people about the experience to inspire other people, because you have the calling, right?
It's a calling.
This is the thing.
It's a
Yeah,
calling for
it's the
sure.
calling. It's now the thing, but maybe in 10 years not gonna be anymore. You're gonna be like, okay, I did all things what I did. Now I will be in nature and just enjoy everyday nature.
Right.
You know?
We'll see, but I definitely, agree. There was a time, I mean, there were times where deep in the pranic frequency, you feel like, wow, you're so content, you're so at peace, you're so in bliss, you're so in love that it's just like you don't really feel the pull to like, hustle and rush and be at a fast pace and move quickly and do all these things and grind and make money and do all this stuff like that. Those kind of ambitions, those kind of desires, that kind of fire, starts to fade away, and you just kind of you're just at peace, you're just content, you're just in love. But I definitely agree with you. I'm definitely in another, more grounded space now, but I still want to continue to write books, make videos, have these conversations, feel these vibrations, and just continue to put out that communication to other people to let them know that it's possible, just to let them know it's an option that's available. This is just definitely one of the affirmations that I've told myself, that it's a purpose, it's a calling, like you said, it's your calling for sure.
Yeah,
So
it's beautiful how you describe it. I resonate with this totally. Yeah, totally, because it is definitely not normal or our nature to hustle for the money. But we created this world right now to experience it for a reason. Nothing is there for no reason. We wanted this. And also now when we feel like, okay, maybe it's not what we really wanted, maybe it comes like too crazy, and then we go back now again, back to the roots. It's okay. Sometimes you can just, the things get out of control, because I think this is what happens in this world right now. It's why we're like, okay, alarm, alarm, alarm. No, we have to go back with that craziness of creating all this materialistic things what we really don't need anymore, and we are so overwhelmed from this all. We don't find the connection anymore, but we knew it. Now we know, and now we're going back. It's okay.
for sure.
But this is why we definitely feel like, okay, this is not normal. This is definitely not normal. Normal is being with people, connected, enjoying the present moment, being in nature. This is something what we all feel so good when we are on vacation. Let's say I'm not really living this vacation life, but I know that people doing this. They're working every day and then having vacation, and then they're like wondering why they're feeling so good because it's not normal what you're doing there every day. And this is also what you don't have to think you have to do. You don't have to do it. No one has to do it. They just think it's an illusion that you think you have to do it. But
that's a big one. One of the biggest illusions is like, and even I've even seen on your page, correct me if I'm wrong, Justine, but you have on your page in your bio, it says the illusion of separation in your bio. That's another big illusion. So can you talk about like, did you see that even more clearly when you're in the fasting frequencies? Do you see that illusion of separation even more clearly?
Yeah. Since I'm doing so much fasting, for me it's very clear, so clear. Like all this fear, all these wars, because some people would ask, hey, if we could create and if we are manifesting, blah blah blah, why there's war? Why there's fear, like these bad things on planet Earth? Why people dying from hunger or whatever? Yeah, it's because we created this. We manifested it because of the illusion of separation. When we born and we forgot who we are for the moment because we want to have the human experience. So we need to forget who we are. Otherwise, we cannot have this experience why we came from, why we come into the world. So we crying and the babies are like, fuck, they're like, what the fuck is going on here? Probably, I don't know, but this is what I'm feeling. And then we are in the illusion of separation, that we are not that there's something we feel fear. We are not safe. We don't feel safe. And then recreating with that, I think it's just my thing, what I think. Yeah. I don't know. I did not study it, but it's something what I feel it truly feel that recreating this all these bad things, let's say, because we are in this vibration, then because we are like, what the fuck is going on here? You know? And then it's all comes up with that war things and this, because we don't understand anymore, because we forgot it, that we are all one, and that there's only love. Actually, if we remember, then there would not be jealousness, or there's not enough for everyone. It's this all illusion. We are abundance. I mean, when I look into the nature, I know I'm fucking abundance. When I see my coconut water, and I know I can live from this, and I'm happy, I'm abundance. I don't need anything more. It's just the illusion that you think you need more because some people have more, but this is bullshit, actually. You know, the truth is we don't need it all. We are all connected with each other. We can all have everything what we decide we want to have, and then we remember who we are, and that we remember we are the creator of this all, and we created everything, the good and the bad and the wars and this, whatever you see out there, the money, everything what you think it's the enemy, you created this. But it is not. It's something beautiful, you know. And if we use it with the right conscious mind, the world, your world, and my world, and everyone else who's conscious will see this beautiness, the beautiful life. But if you are still in the illusion of separation, that you don't understand this, you see enemies and you feel the life is against you and not working for you, you know? And this is so important, you know? That's why the healing journey right now is so important, because you remember who you are. And as soon as you remember who you are, you can shift everything and the world will respond to you. This is all. This is the illusion of separation. And then,
This is it. This is it, Justine. Like, oh my gosh. I get chills when I'm listening to you. Like, we're getting goosebumps, you know? Like, people are really just, you know, you see all these hearts going up. People are just really in agreement and just really vibing with you right now. We're tribing with you right now, because we understand you're right. This is the big illusion. There's no separation, you know? We are all one. And
exactly. And
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I
Exactly
just
what?
want to say, right now I had the idea of, look, if you are aware, you will see it everywhere on the outside. You will see, because there are movies out there which showing the truth. Because there's like, I heard, and I think it's true, there's like a let's say a rule that I would say the system and whatever, who are in control kind of with the newspapers and leading the people in a direction where they can control them, right? There's also the rule they have to show the truth. And the truth is in movies. For example, the Truman Show, the movie, The Truman Show.
Jim Carrey.
It shows you what's going on. Matrix, it shows you what's going on. There are various movies, also another movie. What was the name? I don't know, but it's with, I forgot it, but it's about like when you're dying that you live forever, like immortality and this. Like there are movies and they show us the truth also about manifestation. So just be aware, and when you are aware, you will see all these signs, because some people need more proof, because their subconscious mind, it's already programmed. It's for some people it's not, they are not able to understand it, and I understand this, you know. But the science and the truth, it's there, it's out there everywhere. You see it everywhere.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's really true, because for some people they can't believe, they really can't believe this, because they are so brainwashed from early ages, you know. Everything was a lie. Imagine everything when you grow up is a lie. It starts already with the Christmas things, you know. The Christmas, what's the name again?
Santa Claus. Yeah.
I mean, all these things, like so much, you know, what came, and it's not how it is really. And I think this is just when you realize this and understand it, it's easier for you to understand that the world is actually totally different than you thought as you was a child. You know, it helps you to understand.
I definitely agree. You know, movies have so many messages that Yeah, it's like there for those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear the message. When you can read between it and you can see it, it's clear as day. Like,
Hmm.
our brother Marijan was saying earlier, he's saying hidden in plain sight, that we think it's entertainment, but the truth is stranger than fiction. It's like it's showing us clearly, what's going on behind the scenes. It's giving us a peek beyond the veil, but
Hmm.
we have to have the right lens, to be able to see what's actually happening. And
Hmm.
I mean, you mentioned those two movies, Justine, Jim Carrey, The Truman Show, that was a big one. And then
Hmm.
of course Keanu Reeves with The Matrix, that's my favorite movie of all time, still to this day. When
Hmm.
I saw it in the theater, it changed my whole life, watching The Matrix. I think now I've seen it at least 200 times, at least.
Really?
At least 200. Yeah, at least 200 in my life. But I mean, that movie had such an impact on me because, like you were saying, imagine if everything was a lie, if everything was an illusion. And that's what Morpheus, shows Neo in the Matrix when he's getting him out of the Matrix, or giving him the choice, rather,
Hmm.
the red pill and the blue pill.
Hmm.
I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it. So even Morpheus knew that, he couldn't force Neo to understand or force him to
Hmm.
recognize the illusion. He had to choose to accept the reality beyond his mentality. He had to choose to accept the existence of something that might have proven everything he thought was true as a falsity. Like everything he thought was real wasn't even real. It was never real.
Hmm.
So that's one of the biggest reality shockers. And I mean, for me, it was a reality shock to just figure out that, oh wait, I don't need food. Wait, I don't even need water. Like what? I can survive. I can not survive. I can thrive. I can thrive without it, without any of it. I don't need
Hmm.
any of it. I thought I was going crazy. I was looking around like, am I the only one? And I definitely felt like I was the only one at times.
Really?
But oh yeah, for sure. There were
When
times,
was it?
well, so specifically, there were times where I was in downtown Los Angeles in California, and this was around the time when I did my first pranic retreat, breatharian retreat
Oh.
with Elitom. And when I came out of that retreat, as long as I had gone without food and water up until that point, that was the longest time I ever went. When I came out and I hit the streets and I seen the homeless people begging for food, I seen the luxurious people in the fancy restaurants, and
Mm.
like I seen all the both sides, the rich and the poor, the famous, the infamous, the people that were needing, that were begging, that were praying, that were, and then the people that just had an abundance, so it seemed. And I was just kind of in the middle, just in this middle space,
Hmm.
and I was going crazy. I was losing my mind because I was like, we don't need any of it. Does anybody else know? Like, it's all unnecessary. So
Wow.
having gone without for that long really was like a shock to my system. I mean,
Mm.
my body, my emotions, my mind, and just even my spirituality, understanding, okay, Jerome, you're not just this flesh and bone. You're not just this.
Mm.
You are the energy that is inhabiting this vessel for a time. Like you are the spirit having a human experience for
Hmm.
a time. This is not even you. Like if this was all you were, then you'd be dead already. You'd be gone already. But evidently it's more than you think it is. So I just brought it all down to energy, and then everything became energy. It became a big energy game, like what else can I let go? What else? I started looking around like, okay, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. I started
Wow.
getting rid of even the thought process around like my clothing, wearing the same clothes for weeks at a time and same day, just getting rid of the self-approval from others, like what are they
Mm.
going to think about me, the criticizing, the judgment, like getting rid of all of that. That was a big weight on your shoulders, what are they going to think? So, my parents as well, they had an intervention with me, and that definitely led to a lot of learning, a lot of processing, and a lot of acceptance, a lot of self-love for sure that I had to bring into the fold. But I'm curious, Justine, when you're talking about coconut water in general, just coconut water specifically, because you're talking about the cocoa detox and cocoa fasting, and even I love what you put on your page. You're saying I'm a cocotarian. I'm a cocotarian now. There was a lady, you mentioned the lady before that she said how many days was it that she cured her cancer with coconut water? Can you mention that again?
Um, she did it a 5 day of dry fasting and then coconut water, but I'm not sure for how long.
Okay.
But she shared with me that the doctors, they would say you're gonna die in, I don't know if it's a half year or a year, because she had the cancer and she did not accept this,
Mm-mm.
She just looked, maybe she was praying, hey, show me the way. I don't know,
Yeah.
really. I need to do it. Actually, I should do an interview with her, but yeah, maybe I would do this. I would say, okay, as I know about manifestation, show me the way. Ask the
Right.
right question. Not saying, hey, I'm gonna die, but show me the
So
way. And yeah, I don't know how long it was really, but she cured herself. Yeah.
she cured herself. So when you heard this, and what is it that, you feel very inclined and very drawn to coconut water specifically? Like, why do you feel like for you, you enjoy it more than, say, alkaline water or, other natural spring water? Like, why is coconut water the cream of the crop, the top?
Okay, yeah, I can explain this. Coconut water is for me the purest water what we can get, because look, it's from the tree. You just open it and you have your water. No other process is necessary. Like the water is just in the coconut.
Mm.
You don't have to do anything with it. And it's like so pure and so clear, you can drink it. You don't need to poo. Because when you have sometimes these juices, you still need to digest and this. And with the coconut water, I feel like it's going like water through your body.
Mhm.
It's very easy. It feels really light for me, the coconut water. And then it is so delicious, so tasty here in Thailand. It's crazy. I mean, what the fuck? It is so sweet. How can something be so delicious? I really I don't get it. Like in Indonesia and in Thailand are the best coconut waters which I ever drink in my life.
Okay.
And it's, oh my God, it's like the best, really. Like now when I break my fast, I break it, the dry fasting, I broke it with my coconut water.
Mhm.
And I was like, what the fuck? Is it really? I forgot actually how beautiful this water is. Like, this is perfect. And I don't know, I feel very attracted to it. Really, this is the best. I mean, I feel very attracted also how it looks like. Everything about it. Like, this is the biggest present from the
Yeah.
nature. I feel the coconut water. Then they talk always about these electrolytes and this. I mean, yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's really the truth that I need these electrolytes. As I'm not really believing that we need anything. That I believe more the energy source, but I can say it also supports your mentality
Mhm.
when you drink it. That you feel kind of safe. Let's say
Mhm.
it's really different when you drink a coconut water or just the water. And I also did water fasting, yeah, for 20 days or something. I don't remember, but it was not the same.
No.
Even,
No.
I mean, nowadays the water what we drink, what the fuck? This is a different story, but I barely drink sometimes water anymore. When I did my coconut water fasting, I had maybe sometimes 2 weeks without any sip of water. I
Mhm.
don't feel like I want to drink water. I feel more I want to drink coconut water. And this is also what I feel, it's something inside of
Yeah.
me. I just know this is the best thing on planet Earth to drink.
I
Because
love
there's,
it.
it's also what of course you can drink juices, but then it's where people always talk about, yeah, but they are not, these fruits nowadays, they're not so good anymore if it's not from your own garden.
Mm.
And then you also feel not 100% sure sometimes. I don't want to say it's always, but I feel 100% safe with my coconut water.
Wow.
It's just
Wow.
about it.
I love
And the skin, the skin gets better, like everything. Like everyone talks about coconut water, that's so good. So it's also in my subconscious mind, kind of.
Oh no, I totally agree. When people ask me what water I drink, I say that's the only water, just because of the taste, literally because of the taste, it was it wasn't even because I think it's, you know, like you said, you know, like the electrolytes or the nutrition or the vitamins or the calcium or whatever that people
Mm-hmm.
drink certain things. I just purely, you know, I just enjoy the taste of drinking coconut water way more than, you know, alkaline water or spring
Yeah.
water. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can drink coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a feeling state too. You know, there's a frequency, and what you do frequently becomes your frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So when
True,
you're
true.
just, you know, in that frequency of coconut water, it's something different than, you know, if I was just drinking water, regular water all day, to me, that would be boring. It would be really boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
But
also, if it's spring water, when you get it directly from the nature, it's a different feeling also,
yeah.
you know? And I feel like this is, well, I also drink it from the plastic bottle here because
Mhm.
they fill it up very fresh. I drink it also from a plastic bottle, but if you drink it from the real coconut,
Mhm.
it's a really amazing feeling, you know? It's like really so, wow. It's like a gift, you know? You feel like, wow, this is
Yeah.
so cool. You know, the whole experience. It's like an experience also.
For
It has
sure.
something, you know, it's exciting. And then you do this picture with the coconut. It just looks always cool. Everyone loves it, you know?
And
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're lacking anything as well. You know, you definitely feel full, you feel nourished, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you feel replenished, you feel renewed, restored, reborn, revitalized, rejuvenated, you know, reinvigorated, just re-established. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a rebirth in your body. And especially, I mean, when you were going 35 days on coconut water, you know, alone, how did you maintain certain things? Like people, of course, they're always asking like, well, what about your muscle? What about your body? Like, what about, like, how did you maintain certain things for yourself? Did you exercise? Were you doing yoga? Like, what were you doing?
I'm walking a lot.
Okay.
Usually I walk a lot. I just love it. It's like meditation. It's good.
Mm,
Movement is good for here, for the creativity, you know? You
yeah.
just can manifest very good with having a vision of your future self or, well, future self. It's always here now,
Right.
right? Also, when we're thinking about future self, it's here and now. So you're creating right now your tomorrow with your thoughts. And I feel like when you're walking, it's amazing. It's like for the body good. It's a very natural movement for the body.
Mm-hmm.
I think our body wants to walk. It feels nothing better than walking. When you're light, right? When you're heavyweight, it's not so cool to
Yeah.
walk. It's not fun. But if you are light, it's really the best feeling for me, walking. Sometimes I love also running because it makes me more free in my mind. But for the body, I feel walking is the best. And
Mm-hmm.
then I have periods in my life. I really feel like I want to train, like I want to working out, but never like always. I don't feel it because I don't know. It feels for me when I get too much muscles. It doesn't feel natural.
Mm,
You know,
I see.
it doesn't. I like to feel just very light. I like it if it's possible because I gain weight very fast as soon as I eat because my body doesn't need food.
Okay.
It's always like a plus, you know. I don't need to eat, so I gain sometimes weight. It's like a sign. Hey, Justine, what you
Mm.
doing here? We don't need this shit, you know. And then it shows me, and then I get the weight. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, I have to go back to fasting to feel light again, you
Mhm.
know. But yeah, I would walk. I would walk. I don't do yoga to be honest.
Mm.
I think stretching is really nice, but I don't do it really.
Okay. Not a lot of stretching, but you do a lot of walking.
A lot of
Okay.
walking.
More
A lot of
walking.
walk, like a lot. I could walk for 2 hours, like
Yeah.
walking to the beach and coming back. And you're getting sun. You are in the nature. You have the breath air, the fresh air.
Hmm.
Also, when I did my dry fasting, I was very much into breathing. You know, like really like, and I felt it was very important. And going out there walking in nature and then
Mm.
breathing, like really like the present breathing. It's really really nice. It's
Right.
really important. I feel the breathing.
For
Crazy.
sure.
Huh?
I said for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm agreeing with you when it comes to breath work and just breathing in general, just, you know,
Mhm.
really getting deep into the diaphragm and just really taking full length, full extended breaths and just feeling your body on that level because whenever back when I was eating, you know, like I could never I don't remember getting full breaths or as deep as I was than when
Uh-huh.
I stopped. Yeah, when I stopped eating,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like everything. Like also when you sing because of the breath probably you can sing. You can it's different when you sing, you know? Have you Do you remember the difference when you're like so full from food, or if you're so light, and when you breathe and you sing also, it feels so much fun. It feels different. Everything feels more fun. Also, like moving feels more fun. Like everything feels more intense. Listening to music, it feels so much better.
Yes.
I always say, you know, psychedelicas and all these things, I feel like they just show us what we could really feel when we let everything away. Not that we're taking something, because the mushrooms and the thing, you take something, but it's not this. It's just activating this, what is there already. You know, when we let all these things go, what block this, I feel like this is how we can listen to music better, or enjoying it more, and enjoying the air. Yesterday I was in the hammock at the ecstatic dance because I had a break, and I felt this air, and I was like, oh my god, I'm just here not doing anything, but I feel the air, and I feel like this is the best feeling ever, just laying here and feeling the air. What the fuck? You know, just a simple thing. And then I remember, like, watch the animals, watch them, what they're doing.
Yes.
They just laying around, and they're happy, you know. They feel probably just the air and listening to the birds and taking the sun, you know, when these dogs laying down in the sun and just super chill, because this is the highest excitement for them. And this is so beautiful when we are not blocked. This is so exciting. Every little air, what we feel walking, and we're feeling the air by walking and seeing the plants and listening to the birds. This is the full experience, but we always look for more and for this and for that, because we feel restless.
Right.
You know, some people are so restless, and they're looking for one event to the other event, and instead of just sitting down and feeling the air.
Right.
You know?
Right. There's that feeling of you know, not having enough, or not being enough, or not feeling enough, or not needing enough, and just you have more than enough when you're in this state, when you're in the state of hypersensitivity. And it's interesting too, Justine, because there's some kind of fear around being sensitive, even for the, you know, for the masculine as well. I don't know too much, you know, maybe as well for the feminine, probably, you know, but I definitely know for the masculine, you know, there's a fear surrounding being too sensitive. Like earlier you were talking about the release that you were having, like tears coming down, traumas being purged, you know, things being processed and released from your body. But when somebody is, you know, really allowing their emotions to rise to the surface, the emotions that we're used to burying with food, you know, we're used to stuffing down with food. We're used to eating our emotions. They call it emotional eating, right?
Oh yeah,
Emotional eating.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when you're feeling all of that, and just that heightened sensitivity, you know, it can do a lot for a person who is used to being numb, who's used to being sedated, who's used to being, you know, anesthetized with food, and they're not used to feeling all of those feelings. Now they have to feel them, right? Now they reveal them. Now they have to heal them, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God, yes, because the people avoiding this is so true. They are afraid. They are afraid for this. You know, they don't want to look into their traumas. They don't want to make them alive again, because if you're looking into them, they are there again, like the same. You know, when it's painful. I mean, this is a journey. It is so painful, but through the pain, we got free. You know, we set us free.
Sure.
But people, they're afraid. It's the same in the ayahuasca ceremony. Some people feel like they want to do an ayahuasca ceremony. They have kind of this calling because it gets more popular, because not everyone is ready to do the big work. You know, it's a long journey. For me, it's a long journey what I did, the healing journey. I did a lot. But for some people, they want to do the ayahuasca, let's say, and they're so afraid. They are afraid, and they know, oh my God, they have to face it.
Yeah.
All the bullshit, what is inside of them, the not truth, the lies about themselves, of the word, you know, the word, how you say it, self-concept, which is so wrong, which gets so wrong from that experience what we made when we are not conscious. So we could not do anything. We just could feel it and believing it. The bullshit, what is not true about ourselves, right? Because we take it from the parents and from their grandparents, you know, it's like from the ancestors. We just take their traumas instead of now we are aware, this is a new age generation. Now we are more aware. We know how it works. We have to break the pattern now. And of course, it's a lot. When you have to heal the whole ancestor family and all the shit, it's a lot. And I understand to be afraid, because when you do the ayahuasca ceremony, it could feel so weird and so like intense.
Hmm.
You know, you don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe you're gonna die or
Yeah, right,
something. you,
right.
and but that helps so much. You know, it helps really to break the patterns.
Hmm.
But yeah, of course, this is the biggest fear what we have, the emotions. And also, yeah, fasting. The guys always, because people talk a lot with me about that, you
Hmm.
know, and they say, oh, I would love to do it, but my muscles, you know, my muscles. I don't want to lose my
Yeah.
muscles. And I think it's just an excuse, because they know deep inside maybe what could happen, and they are not ready, I feel, you know, because of this.
Yeah.
It's
Which what you say is true, Justine, even when you're talking about, you know, just the psychedelics and even just these experiences like ayahuasca. I've never personally done ayahuasca, but I remember doing bufo. You know bufo?
did it also, yeah. Yeah, uh-huh.
So bufo, the 5-MeO DMT, I had a ceremony in Costa Rica,
Oh,
and a
wow.
lovely one of
Nice.
my lovely friends, she administered. She's a crystal sound bowl healer,
Mm.
and she's also an avid with fasting as well. And we were at a water fasting center called Tanglewood Wellness Center in Costa Rica,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it was with this guy named Lauren Lockman. But I was with one of my friends, and she administered me through this ceremony, and I was afraid. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like,
Exactly.
I had never done anything that intense, and so she really helped calm me down and help me ground myself. And then she set up the environment, and she had her crystal bowls, and she was whispering words of affirmation. And after it was over, I mean, I felt just this intense gratitude. But during that process, during like when I when I fell back and my whole body was just melting into everything, and I just was like one with everything, and I could totally feel just that state of total awareness where
Mm-hmm.
there is no separation. There was nothing to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing for my logical mind to grab onto. There was nothing for me to hold for security, like, to just like it was just blasting off, like, here, buckle up. It's we're going. So that was an experience for me because it was a total surrender. It was
Wow.
total surrender. And that's exactly what you're talking about when it comes to fasting. It's total surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you surrender in the fasting state, your life becomes psychedelic. Your life becomes a trip. Your life becomes ethereal. Your life
Wow.
becomes like, whoa, you become unplugged. Like they say in the Matrix, you're
Mm-hmm.
unplugged. You
Mm-hmm.
jacked out of the Matrix, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Yeah.
Wow. The surrender thing, what you said, this is powerful, because imagine there are so many people who need, also I say it on purpose, you need to have an accident. They need a
Mm,
very dramatically experience in their life to make the decision. Maybe first, hey, do you really want to live or not? Because many people are living like in complaining all the time, not happiness and this. And sometimes you need then this, okay, boom.
mm,
Now it's a decision. Do you want to live or not? And then if you want, you're gonna, if you have an accident, you're gonna change your life, And some people need this. They need this close death experience
wow.
to realize, okay, what is going on here? Do I want to be here? If yes, okay, how I want to keep doing my life. And many people change after a very close death experience.
Mhm.
And they need this because in the moment they need to surrender.
Mm,
And as soon as you start to surrender, I feel then you're like, okay, what the fuck? Okay, it is, but I want to live like this maybe. And then they mostly survive. There are many people who talks about the close death experience, and then their life changed, because
right.
then they feel this, what you say, gratitude, and everything changed. And some people need this. They need it because they are not able to do it before the work, let's say,
Mm,
the healing work or looking into it, and they need these situations in life. And this is also a
mm,
blessing. This is also a blessing to you needed this, but you did not do the conscious decision, but something inside of you, and then you need to surrender, you know it's like you are forced to it, kind of, but
Okay.
it's for you like a blessing, I feel. I
Yeah.
hear this kind of stories from these people. I did not had this because I think it will not happen to me. You know what they say in Kopangan, or what I've heard? Here many people coming. It's a very conscious place. Here's everything about healing. It's crazy. And you know what is here happening? That a lot of people have scooter accidents. Many people have scooter. I never saw a place like this. They say the Pangan tattoo, because they're having the scooter accidents all the time, because the streets are very sandy. You know, you really have to be careful when you're driving. And if you are not in the present moment when you are driving, and you're not aware, really, you don't, you know, in the present moment, it could happen that you have an accident, and then you see them all the time with the bandages and this, you know. And I think this, some people mentioned once, and I think it makes sense, they needed this experience, like a wake up, be here now, you know, like wake up. If you don't do the work, if you're not present moment, maybe something gonna happen and makes like boom, you know, like a reminder, kind of.
To like shake up and wake up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your reality. You're like shaking up and waking up your world in a dramatic
Mm-hmm.
way, in a dramatic fashion, because it sounds like you're saying, you know, Justine, that for some people it takes a lot of inspiration, but for a lot of people it takes a lot of desperation. Like they have to be desperate in
Mm-hmm.
order to make that great leap, or you know, in order to make a great change, it has to be something where it's almost like there are no other options, or just, you know, you must change. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is what I feel. Also, it's a little bit different topic, but I just want to say that it's better to do it by yourself. The choice.
Okay.
Do I want to heal? Do I want to look into my trauma? Do I want to change? I talk about if you feel not like connected and not happy. You know, about I talk for these people, and better you do it by yourself than just lead the life give you this really traumatic. I mean, anyways, either way, it will help you for your way. But I would prefer do it by myself than instead of having a crazy accident and almost dying. You know what I'm meaning? So it is a time now. We have to do it, because it's time. If you don't do it right now, because the whole world will go this way. And if you don't want to do it right now, there has to happen something, because you cannot be this person who you need to follow this journey. It's a journey right now where we all going through. That we want to evolve. You know, we want to back to that nature. What we said, that we
Yeah.
all creating a new world. You know, like the new old world. Like, yeah, you should be
Yeah, you
part of
know,
it. Yeah, like
and
everyone.
and even Justine, as you're talking about that, it reminds me, because when you say doing it by yourself, you know, can you briefly touch on what a lot of people are wondering about relationships on a path like this? You know, when it comes to, you know, just having a partner, or maybe a divine counterpart, or even just dating, you know, like what do you have any thoughts on relationships when you're going into, you know, these fasting frequencies, and how it changes the dynamic with you and, you know, a significant other?
Um, I'm not sure if I understand the question really, but the
Yeah.
thing is,
'Cause-
everyone is a mirror of you. You know, everyone is a mirror of you. So your closest people, they will mirroring you.
So,
And when you, for example, no, right? If you're in a relationship, for example, and the partner will shows you all your triggers
right.
and everything inside of you. It's the partner or the guy or whoever who you like and you want to be with, or you be with, or whatever. They are very close to you. They will help you the path of growing, because they will show you what is there inside of you, what you cannot see by yourself. Some people cannot, some people can. So the partner will be there and makes you maybe sometimes crazy, and you would have the guilt for the part. You would say, hey, because of you I feel this. No, no one can you give you a feeling. The feeling is inside of you before. He can just trigger your feeling that you are now able to look into it, to release it, and to heal. If you want and if you're aware about it. Otherwise, you would just be in a toxic relationship
Right.
and having fights all the time and like doing this cycle, and nothing will change. But if
Right.
you're aware, no, oh fuck, I hate you, but I know it comes from something inside of me. Thank you. Actually, you are the greatest help now. You are like my teacher. You are, the pain is the greatest teacher anyway. The pain teaches us, but the person is there for a reason. And I talk about this because I also have a it's in German, yeah, but I have like a manifestation channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, and one is in German. I will start another third one in English, by the way, but still in German. And I talk about emotional attachment for moments. And you know what? How I get these people, I trigger a little bit. I use like sentence, how to get your ex-boyfriend back. And it's not about getting the ex-boyfriend back, but it's about understanding what is with you, why you want someone who doesn't want you. And this is like self-worth problems. And if you are with that guy and you get him back, I can tell you how you can manifest your ex-boyfriend back. Or your ex-girlfriend. I could tell you because it works. You're gonna manifest the person back, but you can never hold it. You can never hold the situation how you want to. It's not working because they will show you your self-worth and they will treat you like a shit if you don't understand how worthy you are.
Right.
And if you don't find the love to yourself, they will just reflect you.
Right.
They will reflect your own relationship to yourself, the partners.
Right.
This is how it is, you know. This is very interesting.
So on that line, you know, just as you're talking about that, Justine, because, you know, I've seen that you have a Manifest Love Academy, and, you know, you have these groups like where you're really like ushering people and really helping people in these groups where they're asking and they're just wanting this information, and you're teaching people, you know, manifestation. So when it comes to the sexual energy, you know, some people are wondering on this path, you know, what does it do for your libido when you're on coconut water all the time? You know, what does it do for your sexual energy? Does it go down? Does it go up? Does it fluctuate? Like, how does your, you know, that life evolve as well?
Okay, yeah, this is a very interesting and I think also important that I don't have it really. You know, when I on my coconut water fasting or my dry fasting, no, I'm so good with myself. You know, I'm so good with myself, and I also I don't even get triggered. Even when people come there and try to trigger me because of, sometimes I have people in my life and they're coming and they would say, manifestation, I don't believe in this. I would say, I mean, I don't care. If you don't want, for me, I don't need to prove anything. Manifestation is only that your inside is showing on the outside. That's all. So you are right anyway. Whatever you say, you are right with any belief. So, and even this cannot trigger me. In general, it doesn't trigger me. But when I'm fasting, way less. I don't care because I know myself so much. And also with the sexual energy, I don't feel this. I have no desires. I don't, not attachment, no desires, no fear, because you are so much in the present moment. You're not thinking too much ahead, and the fear is not coming out. The sadness neither, because you're not looking too much back. And then, I mean, you can feel, but it's more overwhelming feeling about the beautiness of life, right? But it's not like sadness. Sadness and fear doesn't exist when you are connected to yourself. It doesn't exist. It's an illusion. The fear is the biggest illusion also. Like all these illusional things, what we created, you know, from our lack of, that we think we have the lack of love or whatever. I was also dealing with the self-worth thing, definitely, and also being attached to guys some years ago. That's why I'm creating this content, because I know how it feels.
Okay.
And when I'm fasting, not because I'm connected to myself. I reconnect. You know, I'm connected. I know who I am. I'm the creator.
Right.
And this everything, the lack is just the lie.
Right.
It's the illusion. So yeah, there's no desire, really.
So when it came to self-worth, you know, when it came to self-love, when it came to your self-image, you know, when it came to your self-esteem, when it came to all of these things that had to do with yourself, were there any specific methods that, you know, you would say for people that helped you the most when it came, you know, some people, they do journaling or they write affirmations or they speak affirmations or they listen to affirmations or they do visualization or they sit in meditation or they just raise their vibration in a certain way. Was there a certain method that you used or a practice that was really good for you when it came to your self-image, your self-esteem and worthiness?
Yeah, many, I would say, many different ones, because I tried everything. Because I wanted to know, I wanted to experience, I wanted to share, so I tried a lot. Definitely words of affirmations.
Okay.
Definitely also also.
That's mine too.
Meditation, I do also like speaking my own meditation, like my own one for myself, and then with the music, like 4 weeks, 2 music, you know, like this kind of. I created this for myself, listening to it. Also listening to sleep affirmation and meditations. Yeah, this I do also. But definitely on the beginning of my journey, I read a lot of books about the law of attraction, about manifestation, to really understand it. That's why I would also say I really understand this topic. I read everything, and I watched myself and speak with people and watched. Just I was present. So this was my biggest learning. Also having many long walks, like walking a lot helps me a lot. Walking every day, 1.5 to 3 hours or something. Really, it's so important. People, they don't understand how important it is for ourselves to spend time with yourself, you know, only with yourself and nature. I think very, very important. And vision boards, oh my God, because it proved me then that it's true, that when I have a wish, that it will become true. My vision boards mostly get true. But also, I mean, I would say really the biggest tool, it's the fasting. Yeah, for me, the biggest tool is the fasting. Yeah, then you don't have to do anything. Just leave everything. You know, you don't have to do anything. Just don't consume food and water. It's the
Just do
easiest way.
nothing. Just do
Yeah, do
nothing. There's
nothing.
nothing.
Do nothing. Just leave it away and just be you. This is all. This is yeah. Why do it so complicated all the time? You know.
Just we always think we need to do something, and just
Exactly.
Justine is like, just do nothing. Just do nothing.
Exactly. Do
You'll
nothing.
solve everything. Do nothing, you'll solve everything. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely most powerful thing from all what I ever did in my life. This is so true. And then as you are on the frequency, you're gonna attract anyway all these tools. You're gonna attract them. The affirmations, you know, the positive thoughts and the vision board. It's not that you think about, oh fuck, what can I do? It's just happening. And you're like, oh, I could create a vision board. Oh yeah, why not? Because you become creative, because you have to have something what like makes you exciting when you're not eating, and the food is your excitement usually. Then you find something else, because it's normal how we humans were working, right? We find something what makes us excitement, or we just go for a swim, what we usually not do, because we would go for a burger. Then we're like, oh fuck, I cannot get my burger. Oh, I'm going for a swim. You know, like yeah, your daily life will change, and this all leads to that you're gonna find your tools what supports you more. And at the end of the story, what I can say, what I'm doing now is affirmation, vision board, meditation, having a walk, talk with people who are conscious, doing maybe also a breath work session, doing ecstatic dance, singing. This all will come automatically. Maybe doing an ayahuasca. I don't feel the calling anymore for the ayahuasca, but before I did it. And this is just what happened naturally. It's a supernatural thing.
It's natural.
Yeah.
So
then, right? It's just natural, and this is your lifestyle then. And then and also this what helps me a lot. Teaching other people, just sharing, like a mentor sharing my stories. This is actually what helps the most, because it's like you coach, let's say coaching yourself in the same time when you're helping other people, because you remind yourself again, because we have to remember on the beginning, because on the beginning these thoughts coming not automatically, because we have a different behavior of thoughts and thinking. So the beginning is repetition, and then it will be in your subconscious mind. And then you just abundance. You're just in abundance. You cannot do anything about it anymore. Just happening.
It's just your cup runneth over. Your cup is just running over. It's just spilling over the top. You know, it's so much love inside you. It has to go somewhere.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And you are then the magnet, the magnet for love, the love magnet. You are like, you attract, because this is the goal of manifestation, what I want to just say, because it's very important. People, they are worrying, okay, how I can manifest, and this is not natural, and looking for the thoughts, and this is not natural. And look, the end goal is not that you have to think what I have to think right now. The end goal is just that you are being this energy, because you remember who you are, and then you just attract from just being existing. Because the biggest lie is that you think you have to do anything to deserve love, because the school system teaches us a different thing. They say you need to prove the test, and you have to have the the number, and they say, hey, you are smart or you are not so good, and you are blah blah blah. They would just take some how I say this in English actually. How
Yeah,
would you
I know
describe
what
what
you
happened
mean.
in
I know
school?
what you mean. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and
At school, you. Hmm.
this is wrong. Yeah, this is but
Yeah,
we believe it because it's happening everywhere. When we are in school, it's happening all the time, every day. They would judge
yeah,
you who you are or blah blah blah. And this is the wrong belief. What we integrate in our subconscious mind, the self-worth, yeah, it will go down, and then later we when we're in our healing journey, we will understand this, yeah, that it was all a lie and bullshit. And then we will become naturally one self-worth. Again, we remember, and then we're attracting. This is real manifestation, attracting from just being on planet Earth without having to do
right.
anything. We don't even have to have a great job, or we don't need anything. And then we're attracting all the
Yeah,
abundance from life. When we understand this, that we are worthy without doing
right.
anything.
Right. Needing nothing attracts everything.
Yeah,
It's the great paradox.
true.
The great paradox. Yeah.
True, and this is what I mean, that everything is kind of a lie. What we thought how it is, it's not true. It's the opposite
Yeah.
mostly. We need food and water. Actually, we don't need. We need to prove that we are some worth, that we have worth to anyone. No, we
No.
just have to be our true self without just existing.
Right.
We deserve everything with just coming on planet Earth without doing anything. Imagine that.
Oh,
Everyone loves the baby, right? And the baby is not doing any shit. The baby is just, and then, and then the baby maybe wants to have some food. Yeah, okay, it's okay, but it's not doing anything, and everyone loves it. Or a dog. Yeah, it's really
it's doing
true.
nothing. It's
Yeah.
getting all the love. It's receiving all the love, the
Uh-huh.
attention. Like everything is being poured into it. It is doing nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the baby is just love. It's nothing else. And later it gets programmed. Later it gets programmed from their parents. From
Mm.
their bullshit, and then it takes it all over, and then it's like, fuck, no one loves me, I'm not worth anything.
Mm.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And I like this example a lot because we can see it everywhere in the world. Even animals, they just need to be there. The dog needs to be the dog,
Yeah.
and everyone was, oh, you're so cute. He's not doing anything, he's just asking for food.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it's the same, I definitely echo what you said earlier, Justine, about school as well, because I always felt like that in school, coming up, growing up in school. It was almost like they would judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you know?
True, but
Like
yeah.
you would get judged, like it's crazy, it was like, what if this is not my talent? Like, what if this is not my gift? What if this is not my interest or what I've been put here to do? Like, what if this is not my purpose? I flunked mathematics. I flunked math and I failed 10th grade. They held me back in 10th grade because I flunked math class.
Oh,
And that was a big blow to my self-esteem, because I hadn't failed a grade before, and I felt like I wasn't worthy if I didn't know how to do, math problems and calculus and geometry and multiplication and all of this stuff. I was like, am I not worthy because I don't know how to do math, So that
yeah.
was a big blow to my self-esteem, until, like you're saying, later on, when you realize, like, your value is already inherent. Just the fact that you exist, you're already worthy. Nothing has to make you worthy or more, more feeling like you're more worthy of something or other. Like, you're inherently worthy just by being.
This
Just by being, yeah.
is the truth. This is what we have to remember, because this is an illusion.
Right.
It's illusion. It's not the truth. It's not true at all.
Yeah.
Just how the system works, that people becoming a slave, that people don't find their true self, because when you know who you are and that you are the creator and everything, you're gonna create your paradise on planet Earth. If you would do it, you would not be a slave anymore. You would not just go to work to the limiting thoughts, because you have a limited amount of money what you would earn, and like this limited time, you know, on your daily basis, and the routine makes you that you feel the life is like fast, like boom. And then you're looking back 10 years, oh, it's so fast. Where's my life? Yeah, because you're stuck in this routine. And then you need to live different to really feel that you are able to live forever, you know, because even when you would live this way, you don't even want to live forever. You're just thinking about, no, I'm having this next 30 days, then I'm finished with work, and I get in Germany, we get Rente, you know, the money what you get when you are older and you don't work anymore. And imagine your life purpose would be like this. Okay, I'm just working 30 years more, and then I get my money and I can chill. And this is not how you can live. Come on. And if you feel into it, even when you listen to it, you know this is wrong. But the funny thing on this is the people living like this. And even when they would listen to it, what we talk, they would say, yeah, this is not the sense of being here on planet Earth. But they would do it anyway. Because they believe in them. They don't believe in themselves because they destroyed the believing in yourself in your school time. You know, they programmed you. And this is really, man, it's fucked up. That's why we have to remember who we are.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. So thank you. I just want to thank you. Thank you, Justine, for like just bringing it all home, bringing it all, like letting us know that we have power. We have way more power than we realize. Even recommending these books that you've recommended, Rhonda Byrne, The Greatest Secret, you know, The Power, and just all these things that have influenced you and impacted you and given you this wisdom. And through your own lived experience, like you said, you got to grow through it to go through it. You know, you don't just go through it, you grow through it. And to understand that there's no shortcuts, you know, to your own lived experience, and that pain can be a great teacher. A lot of things can be a great teacher if we don't avoid these things, and we just, you know, find the joy within it, you know, and just go through it in order to get to the other side, because there is another side that we don't often give ourselves permission to go through. But when we find it, we realize, wow, I spent all my life, you know, avoiding this when peace was right there. It was right here the whole time. You know, I didn't need to work for it at all. I didn't need to. It was already there waiting for me. So I just wanted to say thank you. Just thank you for this. Like all your words, your testimony, your teachings are really reaching today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to share. I think we are here to share, you know. It's also how we learn.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely.
And don't believe limiting beliefs. I think there's no limiting existing, you know.
No limitation.
No,
Yeah. No limitation.
no limitation.
Yeah.
Exactly. No limitation.
It's
True.
it's just the imagination, you know. That's the only limitation, would be our imagination. Is like that really would be the only limitation. And I love as well what you said about teaching, you know, and that teaching, you know, when you learn something, it's like you learn it once, but when you teach something, you learn it twice. You know,
True.
like you learn it
Yeah.
even more. You deeply embed it within yourself when you go out of your way to be in service, when you go out of your way to be in purpose to another person. Like you're really instilling that within yourself. So it's the gift that keeps on giving as we keep on living, you know. So my goodness, Justine, if somebody is really wanting to get in touch with you and get in tune with you even more, are there any services that you could tell them, any website that you should direct them to go to for your services, your offerings, or just anything that you would have for somebody that wants to connect themselves with you?
Yeah, right now I'm have everything in German still, but I really feel the calling to talk in English about it, because the Germans, it's a real niche, you know, all these fasting thing, and I think I should do it in English. So very soon, very soon. But they can definitely text me here on Instagram, and I also offering kind of, yeah, I don't know how to call it, like support, you know, kind
Yeah.
of support through fasting. I'm really planning also doing like a retreat or something, really like a Coco Talks retreat, where it's about coconut fasting and manifestation, how to learn how to reprogram yourself with consciousness and thoughts, and then also to be able to do a fast, because some people want to do it but they think they cannot, but
Right.
it's here, it's a mind game. So this where I can give support definitely, and get rid of all their addictions. You know, I think this is very important because they're holding us back. And also for guys, I think it's a big topic. That would be now another talk, but you know, this porn industry also, that they're getting so the fast pleasure thing. It's really, really unhealthy, all these things. And I feel like fasting can definitely help you to get rid of all in once,
Big
you
time.
know?
Big time. Yeah. No, I echo that. It's big, you know, that's a major thing. And I mean, it's only getting more, you know, more prevalent for sure when it comes to that, like when it comes to, yeah, just the amount of stimulation, the amount of gratification, just the amount of yeah, it's a lot of that frustration. You know, a lot of people are in that vibration for sure, and they don't know how to break out. They don't see themselves getting out, but fasting, just like what fasting did for you with cigarettes, with smoking, you know, it eradicated that for you. So it could definitely eradicate a lot of addictions. I would say any addiction for sure.
And especially, we did not talk a lot about it, but especially emotional eating, because
Right.
I was a big victim of emotional eating. And I mean, like, really bad emotional eating. I would just eat, and I would not leave my house anymore because I felt so guilty and so bad in my stomach. But I needed to fill this hole with that emotional eating. And I know how this is. And this is, for me, was the worst thing on this planet, to be emotional eater, like very bad. And fasting helps me, because the smoking cigarettes is one thing, but it's the easy thing. It's so easy to stop smoking cigarettes, but to overcome emotional eating, wow, this is like a real journey. But this is where I feel it's the most profound. And also fasting helps you when you're having this heartbreaks, when you really feel emotional pain, like from the feeling. Fasting helps you to get rid of it. So it's way more about it. It's a medicine. It's like complete. It will help you completely. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's holistic, you know? That's holistic healing, like wholeness on every level, just the whole spectrum. It covers all bases. Yeah.
Can I ask you something? I mean, I really want to do an interview with you
We'll
anyway,
do
right?
one. We'll
We
do
will do
one. Yeah.
for YouTube. I would like to do it. But can I ask you, for like, you start not eating solid food, you said, for 2 years now, or when was the last time that you was eating
Yeah.
again?
So the last time I had solids was May of 2022. So 2022 was the last time I had solids. Yeah.
This is so interesting. And how long was your longest dry fasting?
So my longest dry fast was around 2 weeks, like
Wow.
14 days or so. 14 days or
Wow.
so, yeah. But the
Oh my.
only reason, I feel the only reason I was able to do it at that time was, for one, I had a good mentor, but I also had a great environment of people, the synergy of the environment when I was in that group. And we were all doing the same things that we're talking about here. We were walking every day. I was exercising. I was working with energy. We were meditating. We were having these kind of conversations that are very nourishing. I mean, come on, Justine. We've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours.
Really?
I feel full. Like this was a whole meal. This was
Oh my
nourishing.
God. That is
So
so cool.
time just flies when you're in that state. You know, you didn't even think about it. Time just flies. So we were on that type of time when I was in the retreat, and I came into the retreat 5 days dry, and then the retreat was about 8 or 9 days. So I came in dry, I came out dry, and then my whole world completely shifted. My whole world, it was like my body made a switch, and I felt everything that you talked about in this conversation. The air felt like water. I felt like I could feel the air. I was sensitive enough to feel the air on another level. I just, that was when it was blowing my mind. The level of sensitivity, my nose opened up. I could smell everything.
Yeah.
I could just feel everything, touch it was everything. It was
Wow.
everything. Yeah.
This is so inspiring. And then after this, you start with liquids directly, or you was going back to food again?
So
in this time?
slowly, so I integrated like very small amount of liquids after that. I was mostly on just teas and yeah, it was mostly just like tea. And then yeah, it wasn't even coconut water
Wow.
at that point. That was later on. But then after my family had that whole intervention I talked to you about when they had me on the phone and were like, you're hurting yourself and crying on the phone, this and that. That was
Wow.
when, all the things that hadn't even been there, the guilt, the blame, the shame, all the lower vibrational games. That was when I went into a downward spiral and I started binging, I started
Oh.
purging, I had a full-blown, I basically developed what they would call an eating disorder,
Oh.
an eating disorder. And
Wow.
that had never happened before. Even before I started fasting, I had never had an eating disorder.
Wow.
So
Really?
I went full blown into food where it was really unhealthy. Like after fasting for that long and then going straight into solid food
Mm-hmm.
and not being able to stop. I mean, I had no control over my body.
Mm-hmm.
It was like whatever was developing, I don't know, parasites, I don't know. My mind, it was a lot my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't control myself. I couldn't control myself. So being able to dig my way out of that hole after I had dug myself a hole with my teeth, I felt like I had dug a hole with my teeth. Once I clawed my way out, and the only way I got out was with self-love,
Mm-hmm.
self-affirmations, loving vibration, just really looking at myself in the mirror and just loving myself again, where I
Wow.
was in the moment, not waiting to feel better, not waiting to look better, not
Mm.
waiting, just loving myself right now. That was the only way that I made it out of that downward spiral. So that gave me so much compassion and empathy for people who do deal with food addiction because that was full blown food addiction for me,
Wow.
for sure. Yeah.
How long was this time? Do you remember?
This was back in 2020. So
So
this was in 2020.
how
Yeah.
long the period of that you felt the eating disorder? I mean, how long was that?
It was like 3 months going back
Wow.
and forth,
Uh-huh.
in and out, up and down. And I'm talking like in downtown Los Angeles, you have all that I mean, you look over here, there's Mexican food. You look over there, there's Italian food. You look over there, there's Chinese food. You look over there, there's Thai food. You look over there, there's Japanese food. You look over there, I was hit. I was in the middle of an ocean. Elitom, one of my mentors, he calls it a great obstacle course, right? I
Yeah.
was in the great obstacle course. I was hit. Every side I looked was my temptation, you
Yeah.
know?
Wow. Oh
So
yeah.
there was no escape. There was really no escaping. But I had to come to terms with the man in the mirror, the one in the mirror that's looking, your reflection. I had to
Mm-hmm.
make that connection with my reflection because that was the only introspection. There was no other direction, right? There was no like I'm not, everywhere you go, there you are. You're not running away.
True.
What are you running away from? There's nowhere to go,
True. You
So
meet yourself. True.
yeah,
True. True. Wow.
great
Out.
question. Thanks for asking.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could ask you so much more, but did you do you have a video here on Instagram where you talked about the whole story also?
I have so many. I have so
Yeah.
many on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I have a ton of them. Ton of them.
Okay, I need to
Yeah,
look, but yeah, I will do an interview with you also because I want to ask you like 100 questions more.
absolutely. We'll do it.
Cool.
We'll make it happen.
Okay, that's beautiful.
All right. Much love, Justine. Much
Thank you so
love.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And how do you say in German, how do you say like have a wonderful day?
Ich wünsche dir einen wunderschönen Tag.
A wunderschönen Tag.
Ja, ich wünsche dir einen wunderschönen
In
Tag.
Nee, einen wunderschönen Tag.
Ja.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for everything. You're amazing.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to our talk. And it was really nice here. Really, I felt very inspiring also, and good to connect like-minded people. To not feel so alone in the journey. I think this is very, very important.
Yeah. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You know, there's more. If you're crazy, I'm crazy. There's more of us out here.
How
Don't be
many people
crazy.
do you know from the crazy one? How many people do you know? Like a lot?
So it's growing. The list is growing
Yeah.
all the time, you know? So I'm having interviews with them all the time now. You know, my mentors, Raki Chari, she has a YouTube channel. It's called The Breatharian Yogini.
Oh, I need to check.
Ellie Tom, yeah, check out her YouTube channel. She's really awesome. Ellie Tom Elamine has his YouTube channel, just his name, Ellie Tom Elamine. Shayna Dean, they both have a YouTube channel called Prana Talk TV. Then
Ah,
there's Cristiana El Trayan in Romania. There's Nicholas Pilarz and Raffaella in
wow.
Italy. They talk about it. You know, there's so many people. The list is ongoing. In Israel, there's Ray Mayor in Israel. He wrote the book, you know, A Year Without Food. Then there's Jazz Muheen. She's in Australia, the godmother of
Mhm,
breatharianism. They call Jazz Muheen. She's still running around, you know, having talks and doing
mhm,
things. And I think she's in her 60s. Yeah, I think
mhm.
she's in her 60s, and I mean, she had interviews about breatharianism before I was even born. Before I was even
Yeah, yeah.
born, you
I
know?
follow her journey and also with the 21 day
Right.
process. And I think she also doing
Oh yeah,
dark room,
yeah,
something.
darkroom retreats.
What is
Yeah.
it exactly? You are in a
Darkroom
dark
retreats.
and you don't eat and drink, or what is it?
Exactly. So she would even she called it the yogi's cave, and she would be with different participants, maybe a group of like, you know, 10 to 15 people in dark room. And, you know, it's the natural DMT. Like you said before, Justine, you know, within us, we have these chemicals within us
Mm-hmm.
that we usually go to substances to externalize, but we
Mm-hmm.
actually have these endogenous things within us that we can internalize and bring it out from the inside out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go within, you don't go without because you're going within. So
True.
in dark room, you're in complete darkness and
Wow.
it's unlocking the DMT that's in you naturally. So you're really, I mean, it's an experience. I haven't really gone through that
Oh,
experience, but I know that people who have gone through dark room, I mean, you see the light. Let's just say
wow.
that. You
Yeah,
see the
wow.
light in the darkness, you see the light.
True,
Yeah.
you're right. This is, oh, wow. Oh, this is so interesting. And can I just ask you, do you feel like you would like to stop drinking also at some point? You feel it, or you
So
don't know?
it's the same thing as you were saying earlier. You know, when I do completely stop drinking and just no intake of liquids, I, at least for me, I haven't gotten to the point where I've acclimated myself and grounded myself on a level yet
Mm-hmm.
where I feel compelled to do all the stuff that I'm doing. Like I'm publishing books, I'm doing videos, I'm doing all sorts of, you know, extracurricular activities that are just really putting this energy out there, this vibration out there. But when I'm in that state of contentment, that state of just no desire at all, just that state of just complete bliss and freedom, when
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing at all, I don't feel very, it's not that I don't feel inspired. I just don't have that same fire, you
Mm-hmm.
know? I don't have that same fire that allows me to just do the things that I do right now that I just do with liquids. So I'm good with liquids right now. I'm good with the coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with juice. You
Mm-hmm.
know, coconut water and juice is really what I have, and it
Yeah.
keeps me at a level right now that I'm
Yeah.
good. Now, before, years ago, I would have never believed that I could be without solid food for as long as I have. I would
Really?
have never, if you would have told me years ago, I would have never believed you. Never,
Really? No
never,
way.
never
This is
believed
crazy.
you. Because the stuff I was eating back then, I was eating food to feed families. I was eating whole, like a whole feast, you know, for just me. So I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3". I'm pretty tall, you
Oh,
know. So I was eating large quantities, large portions.
wow.
And the stuff that I was putting away, I mean, I'm amazed at the body, just the body's ability to just be in harmony and homeostasis against all odds. Against all It's like I was stuffing myself every day, and I
Wow.
thought that that's what I needed, you know. But even though I was depleted, I thought that's what I needed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it was so backwards. And now that I've been without all of that consumption, it's like, wow, I had no idea. You know, I needed way less than I thought I did, and I had no idea, you know.
But
So yeah, it was that fear frequency of not having enough, not being enough, and
mm-hmm,
always needing
mm-hmm.
more. It
Yeah,
was never satisfied, you know.
exactly. This is it. I think for many people they can relate with it. Yeah, me too. But do you feel sometimes you would like to eat again?
Good question. So people have asked me that, and this is what I say. I've never told myself never. You know how they
Mm.
say never?
Yeah.
So the fact that I've never told my inner child, hey, Jerome, you will never eat again.
Mm.
You'll never have this again. You'll never consume again. You'll never have solids again. Since I haven't told myself that, it's like my inner child is satisfied. Like my
I
body,
understand.
it's like let go of that pressure. There's no
Mm.
pressure on my shoulders
Yeah.
to
Uh-huh.
never go back.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time that I did have solids, it was painful. Like
Mm-hmm.
my body had gotten to the point where it had kind of accepted, like, okay, we're ready to move on. Like, can we move on? You know, can we keep going? Because there's somewhere else. You know, this is not it. So my body, especially during that long dry fast, it was like it was reweaving. Jasmine talks about this in one of her books, that her body was reweaving, like putting itself back together in a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe my body's functioning on a different level. I think the
Mm-hmm.
digestive system is functioning on a different level. My breath is functioning on a different level. My lungs, my organs, they became like a different level, to where when I did try to eat solid food, it got to the point where I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. You know, it was that painful.
Wow.
So there really is no desire to go back, even though I told myself, hey, I can go back whenever I want to. I'm really not pressured. There's no pressure. There's no desire, because on the one hand, I feel so much, so much vibrancy now, but on the other hand, the pain that I had the last time 2 years ago was is it made such an impression in my mind and my body. I was like, why do I need to go back? Let's
Yeah.
just find out. Let's
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see let's see what happens. Let's keep going. So it was like my body, I just gave myself permission to keep going, and I was like, okay, I'll go back if I feel like going back, then maybe, but right now I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself right now.
This is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful, and I think this is the most important when you start fasting. When I did my first long 35 days coconut water in 2021, that was
Yeah.
my first coconut water long time, and I did not set a date, and everyone was always asking me, hey, how long are you gonna do it? And I
Right.
said, I don't know. Let's see. And it
Yeah.
felt so good, because if you set a goal and you said, no, I'm gonna do fasting now for this and this amount, it's really pressure. It's so much
Yeah.
pressure. You could getting back in the emotional eating, because you feel that pressure and you cannot deal with it.
Mm.
And then you would just fuck yourself up. And I think this is not so good, to be honest. You
It's
could
a
have
lot.
like an idea in your mind, maybe what you would like to, but maybe you're not gonna share it, or you just have an idea, but you also say, no, let's see. I need
Yeah.
to listen to my body. Yeah.
Let go of the expectation,
Mm.
The expectation can create so much suffering when we expect things to go like we planned it, you know?
Mm.
When you have a plan, when you have an expectation, when you have a deadline, when you have something that you put a limitation on yourself, and you say, okay, I'm gonna do this for this long, and then the body's like, you think, like, is
Mm.
that's what you thought. The body has other ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
when you get it in your mind that you're gonna do something, and then you're forcing yourself. Now it's no longer a flow journey. it's become a forced journey. You're trying to pile drive yourself through what nature doesn't work that way.
True.
You know, it doesn't work that way. So, yeah.
Wow. And just one more question. I just
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to know. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're
But
good. I
yeah,
appreciate you. Go ahead.
would you say that because some people would like to fast, but they have these all these limiting beliefs about it, and they think really they cannot. They think really the body needs food
Mm.
to survive. I don't feel that my body needs food to survive, right? I just feel I want to eat sometimes. But there are really people that think they need it to survive, but they also have the interest in doing the fast.
Mm.
What would you say then to, I don't know, what would you answer when someone is coming and saying, look,
Right, right. Start small, you know, start little by little. Like, you know, even nature doesn't take giant leaps. You know, it's really small steps. Like if you force, one of my mentors would always tell us, if you try to force open a flower before it's ready, like you'll damage that flower, you'll damage it.
yeah, wow.
Like the flower, you know, its petals are there, you know, it's ready to blossom and bloom eventually in its own divine timing. But if you try to pry open those petals, you'll damage the flower, you'll damage it because it's not its time. It's not in the, you know, the divine order of nature as the flower, it has its moment when it's going to blossom and bloom on its own time. So the same goes for our bodies, the same goes for our thought process. Sometimes like you said, sometimes somebody has to be desperate to really shock themselves into another reality and really open their mind to something that they never thought was there before. Sometimes somebody can just be really inspired, you know, like I was, to go higher. They're just inspired to rewire, they're inspired to go higher. But it's really just it's a belief system. Like somebody said, it's all BS. It's all BS. Belief systems, right? Belief system, it's all BS. So if somebody tells themselves, you know, if I don't have this, I'll die, right? In 3 days, if I don't have this, I'll die. Then they can manifest that reality because they believe it strong enough. They've believed it. They've believed it long enough and strong enough that they will manifest sickness in their body. They will manifest a disease. They'll manifest whatever it is that their body will, you know, the mind. This goes back to the Matrix, right? The Matrix, I mean, there was a scene in the Matrix where Neo came out of this simulation and he thought that the program wasn't real. He was tasked to do this jump program and he jumped, but he didn't believe. Right? Morpheus jumped and he went to the other skyscraper. Neo tried to jump and he fell because he doubted. His mind doubted. So when he fell on the ground, even though he was in a, you know, a simulation, he hit the ground and he bounced, and when he came out, his mouth was bleeding, right? So his mouth was bleeding. He turned over to Morpheus and he said, "Wait a minute. I thought it wasn't real." And you know what Morpheus said? Do you remember what Morpheus said, Justine?
No.
He said, "The mind makes it real."
Oh, wow.
The
Need to
mind
watch it again.
makes it real.
Wow,
So
you're right.
we know there's a placebo effect, right? You can make yourself healthy. Then there's a nocebo effect. You can make yourself sick just with the mind alone. You can make yourself sick. You can make yourself healthy. You can wake yourself up. You can go back to sleep, right? So it's really a choice. It's like we always have the red pill and the blue pill at our disposal. We have that choice at all times, whether we want to wake up or whether we want to keep sleeping. You know, that's the choice that everyone can make for themselves. But just as, you know, Cypher said in the Matrix when he was, you know, when he sold out the Nebuchadnezzar, he sold out his teammates to the agents. He said, "Ignorance is bliss." That's what he said. Ignorance is bliss. He said it while he was eating a piece of steak. There was a steak in a restaurant, and he said, "I know this steak isn't real. I know this is just sending electrical signals to my brain, I know that when I taste this, I'm just tasting flavor and textures, and this is just not even real, but ignorance is bliss, right? And he just tastes the steak and he just knows that he's living in a fantasy reality.
Yeah.
So we
Wow.
choose it. We choose our own fantasy. We choose what reality we want to live in. Do you want to live in the reality where you have to go to work just to make the money, to buy the food, to have the energy to go back to work, to make the money, to buy the food, to have the energy to go back to work, to make the money, to have the food, to buy the to get the energy to go back? Is that how you want to live for the rest of your life? Then by all means, that's an experience. You know, that's an experience. When I was living that life, that was an experience. So now this is just another experience.
True.
You know.
Just the
So
experience.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always say also, it's just the experience. It's crazy, and we can just change it any moment.
at
It's
any time.
wow, right? We can do it. We are the creator. And I sometimes I cannot believe, almost I can, but not, that some people don't want to take this thought, this way of thinking, this truth, for themselves.
Hmm.
Why don't they want to do it? And this is why maybe you answer the bloom, when they're not ready yet. They want
Right.
to be the victim. They want to experience the victim. Maybe it's so
Awesome.
interesting.
Yeah. These are great questions. You ask great questions,
I
Justine.
have so
Yeah.
many more. Yeah. Wait, one more question. Wait, 1 hour later, one more question. But I would like to really know, because I know with the guys that they have this fear, the fear of losing all their muscles. I
Okay.
know that I hear it all the time, the muscle thing. Did
Yeah.
you ever had the fear of losing all your muscles when you start this journey?
So I was heavy into boxing,
Ah,
back in the day, and it's funny because Mike Tyson just had a fight the other day. But I was watching boxing, I was in the boxing gym. So I was very active and I was eating large quantities of protein. I was under the protein programming, thinking that
eating.
protein,
Oh.
I was working out all the time, I was doing a lot. So my body looked very different back then. But when I was shedding a lot of, it wasn't that when I started fasting, I shed a lot of the weight in my body, but I was really shedding a lot of the waste in my body. So there was a lot of stuff in my body that I needed to let go to feel so much better. And even if I didn't have as much muscle as I did back then, like you said before, Justine, I was walking over 10 miles a day. I was exercising way more than I ever did when I had solid food, way more. So I I was at a level where it was like, wait, I mean, do I even get tired? Like I was going to sleep for 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours a night, waking up and feeling recharged. So it was like, what is this? Forget muscles. Like what is this? Like I'm living like a whole nother reality. So it became like I became more of an energy being instead of just like a physical being. I paid more attention to the energy. I started doing qigong, I started doing tai chi, I started doing yoga, meditation, kundalini activation. These became like the new information for me to understand, this is not just a physical reality. This is an energetic, a spiritual reality. So I kind of lost that, just the desire to to really bulk myself up, to really be in the gym and really be lifting heavy and all of that stuff that I used to have. That didn't really come to me like that anymore. So the ego for that aspect, the ego in that terms, that started to fall away. And then when I got into, you know, this is a whole nother subject, but I've been in relationships during my pranic journey. And I mean, I didn't have any lack of confidence, even though there wasn't, a whole lot of like my muscles weren't the same as they used to be, but I mean, you're still functioning. Let me put it that way. Like you're still able to. So there was no lack of confidence. So I'm like, okay, well, what am I worried about? She's not worried about it. Why am I worried about it? You
Uh-huh.
know?
Yeah.
So that kind of let me know, hey, there's more levels to this. You know,
Mhm.
when you pay attention to the energy and you let that be the forefront, the rest can kind of take care of itself. Like just take care of your health, it'll take care
Mhm.
of itself. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, when you have more energy, you have more time to exercise. You have more time, more energy, more time.
Mhm.
So
True.
if somebody
Wow.
wants to
Mhm.
devote themselves, if somebody wants to devote themselves to working out, to exercising, to building muscle, then they can definitely do that on this path. That's your devotion. You're just spending more time on that. You have the energy to do it, you have the time to do it in abundance. For
Mhm.
me, I spend most of my mental muscles, you know, with creativity, with
Mhm.
writing books, with publishing things, with doing
Wow.
these, you know, having these conversations. These are the muscles that I want to strengthen
Mm.
in my
Yeah.
life right now. So we pick what muscles that we want to work on. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's that's inspiring, I think, for many people because they think now this way of okay, when I don't have my muscles, I don't feel good, but it's also illusion, the
Yeah.
fear, right? And then
Yeah.
you are into it, then you would never have this fear. What you would thinking now, you would never worry about your muscles. It's just
Exactly.
right now you would think, okay, this is very inspiring. I think very important. Yeah, for many guys and for many men, because the women's they don't have this problem too much, but I know the men's they are so worried
Yeah.
about it all the time, crazy, and that's why they're missing the best experience on planet Earth, maybe only because of this illusion of fear, right?
Yeah, I mean, and my mentor, you know, one of my mentors, his name is Tom, and he works out all the time, like every day. He's doing calisthenics, he's lifting weights, he's doing resistance.
Really?
Yeah, and he doesn't eat or drink, nothing.
No.
I've, I've known him
Really?
for 4 years. I've never seen him eat. I've never seen him drink, and he works out all the time, constantly. You know, so
Oh my
he
God.
he does way more than me, and he has way less than me. Like he doesn't have anything.
Has he
So
mastered then also?
yeah,
Has he like
I'll send you his page. If you've never seen his page, you'll see he's always working out. He's very he's very uh he's very he's he's proud of his body. He's proud of his body. I'll say that. Like he's
oh
very
that's
he knows that he's a creator of his reality, and he
wow.
understands that he's shaping his body exactly the way he wants it to look like, and it
Ah,
doesn't
he,
it
he's
doesn't need
great.
any yeah, no consumables. So yeah.
And he's also not sleeping.
Now, I've he sleeps, but I don't think he sleeps as much as the average person. Definitely not. Because when I was at retreats with him, I would look over because I would be in my sleeping bag in one room, and I would look over, and the light would be on, and it would be like maybe 3 in the morning, and the
Mm-hmm.
light would be on over there. So
Mm-hmm.
I know he could be up at different hours, but yeah, he does go down, you know, not periodically, just like every now and then, but yeah, he's a human being, you know, he goes to sleep, but it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not like you would think. It's different.
Are
Yeah.
are you sleeping a lot?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
Like how
sleep.
many hours? How many hours would you sleep?
Yeah,
Must
for
you?
me it's like maybe 3 to 5, 3 to 5,
Oh wow.
or sometimes 4 to 6. It depends on how much I have. If I have a lot of juice or a lot of coconut water, then I'm going to sleep, you know. But if I have nothing, then hey, you know, we got time. We got time. Yeah.
So cool. But in the when you did the dry fasting for the 2 weeks, there you was not sleeping,
Oh,
or
oh my gosh. So you're talking about me or him?
you when you did the dry fasting the
Mhm.
2 weeks, did you
Yeah.
sleep?
At a certain point, it falls away.
Really?
It falls away. I felt like a vampire. I felt like a
Yeah, me
vampire.
too. I,
Yeah,
fe-
yeah.
I felt it. I don't like it really. I don't
Well,
like it.
so this is the thing, you know, he would warn us. He actually would warn us at the retreat. He would be like, you know, breatharianism is not for everybody. You might not like it. He was telling people. He was telling people, Justine, and people were not hearing him when he was saying this. Like now that I look back and I connect the dots, I can hear what he was trying to say, but he was trying to let people know you might not like it. Like there's certain frequencies that if you're not he would even say if you're a boring person, like he would pick fun sometimes. Like if you don't have anything to do with the energy,
Oh.
you might go crazy. You might not know what to do with yourself because you're not used to being up while everybody else is sleeping. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not used to being awake for that long.
Yeah.
So I had to get creative. You know, I had to find things to put my energy into because if I didn't use the energy, you know, constructively or productively, it was going to get used destructively. It was automatically going towards something self-sabotaging, something destructive, something that was going to put me down in a way that, you know, wouldn't have been beneficial for me. It would have been very detrimental for me because I didn't know what to do with it all. Like, what do you do with all of this time now that you have it on your hands? You're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're
Yeah.
not washing dishes, you're not eating, you're not digesting, you're not like, you know, all of this resting, you're not, your body is in full detox mode. So
Yeah.
it's really like I was pacing back and forth, reading books, you know, walking in the house, I was pacing, walking back and forth, reading. I was listening to music, dancing all night long, ecstatic dance,
Really?
solo ecstatic dance,
You
right?
had this energy, yeah? Wow.
You
Okay.
just you work with the energy, and then
Ah.
it gets to a point where you know what you need to do. Like you don't force yourself to go to sleep, and you don't force yourself to stay awake. You go with the rhythms and cycles of your body. So
Mm-hmm.
traditionally, you know, if you would usually be asleep at midnight, well, if your body's up, you're up now. You're up now. So what do you do now? Right?
Mm.
Okay, so what do I do now? But now, when you do feel like you need to go rest, you don't force yourself to stay awake. You work with your natural circadian rhythm, your natural cycles. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like an adaptation to a new reality. You're going through a new cycle, and it doesn't really matter what the moon is. Like the moon could be the waning or the waxing or the full or the new moon, but I would be up. There would be nights I just wouldn't even be sleep. I wouldn't be down. I'd be up all night, and I'd be
Mm.
like, "What do I do?" You know? So I put all of that energy into, you know, writing, reading, cultivating
Mm-hmm.
myself in such a way that would be an even greater service to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm being a service to myself. Like, how can I elevate myself to be even more like better tomorrow so that I can serve one person, even one person?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do today for myself that would be an effect on somebody else tomorrow, you know?
That's cool. Wow. Oh my God. It's really interesting. Like it is so interesting for me, and even to listen to you because you are so more experienced than me. You know, I'm quite new in the dry fasting. I did it since 1.5 year. I think I started dry fasting.
We're
You know.
on the same journey. We're the same. You know, I started maybe 4 years ago, but I'm still a beginner. I see myself as a beginner, total
Um,
beginner. Yeah.
because I'm wondering also, for example, when I do dry fasting and I stop, right, and I'm drinking again.
Mm.
So could I start dry fasting anytime again? You know, could I just do it anytime I feel it?
Yeah.
Or would they say, no, you should not. You should then drink for at least 1 week. Because I listen also to Sergei Filonov, you know?
Sergey, oh, he's the one that wrote that book on dry fasting.
He's a dry fasting doctor
Yeah.
in Russian. I think he's one of the little ones who is known in this. And he would recommend don't do it longer than 5 days by yourself. And you mentioned you was on a retreat. I was never on a retreat. You know, I did
Okay.
every time I did fasting, whatever it was by myself, you know,
That's even
alone.
more impressive.
Yeah,
That's even more impressive.
it's
Yeah.
great because you have no one there, you know.
There's
You are
no one.
really like, shit, am I okay? Do I gonna die now? Can I get a heart attack? Because some people would say maybe your organs could stop, but I felt no, I'm good, you know. I felt intuitionally I'm good. But I'm just wondering when I read the things from this doctor, oh, you should not do it longer than 5 days. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the book that helped me was a book called Man's Higher Consciousness. Have you read that one by Hilton Hotima? Okay.
No.
That was that I would recommend everyone, everyone who's watching this right now and who's listening to this and who is interested in this. I mean, I've published a lot of books, but the book that helped me before I published any of my books was Hilton Hotema's book. It's called Man's Higher Consciousness. And to me, that's like the Breatharian Bible, basically. It's the
Oh,
Bible.
really? Oh,
You
wow.
know, it broke me out of all of the fear. Like everything
Oh,
that you're talking about when you're talking about Sergei Filanov is, you know, telling you don't do this and don't do that, or you could hurt yourself and this and that. That book basically was just breaking every paradigm, every fear around nutrition, every fear around what are these minerals, what are these vitamins, what are these
mm-hmm.
nutrients, what actually is this, what is in the air that we're breathing, like what actually is that.
Mm-hmm.
It broke everything down, and
Mm-hmm.
it just catapulted me so far in my consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
because it made me question everything that I had ever heard in my life. And I felt like
Wow.
I'd been living a lie for so long because it made complete sense. It just made sense. And
Mm-hmm.
it was what I needed. It was what I needed at that time to to go further and to understand that, hey, this can be done. And sometimes all you need to know is that it's possible, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's all you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest, I just listened to my body. It was one day, it was literally one day at a time. That long dry fast, I didn't plan on going 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. It was
Mm-hmm.
literally day by day. It was the first day I was like, huh, I feel good. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go one more day.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. One more day. One more
Okay,
day.
let me
Uh-huh.
see. If I feel good tomorrow, I'll keep going. Okay, huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I feel good tomorrow, I'll keep going. And it
Mm-hmm.
happened like that until till I got to the point where I was like, whoa, this is trippy. You
Yeah.
know, this is trippy. Yeah.
This is interesting because as we said, yeah, your mind is creating,
Right.
and if you have these thoughts, so and I was like, fuck, I have this one thought, and this is the one thought that Jess Maheen talks about it
Mhm.
once, and that was that one person I think died on the day 8. And
Mm.
then she said, yeah, but I also recommend, it's some years ago, maybe the interview, I don't know, it was from The Light, the movie, you know, on the beginning was light. So, and she said, but I also recommend the people not going out and save your energy.
Mm.
And then I was like, I'm going out every day.
Yeah.
I'm every day at the beach. I'm every day with people. I talk a lot. Is that now okay? Because I had no one with me. I was by myself doing this, you know. And I was like, fuck, maybe my thought is creating this reality,
Mm.
and that it could happen. You know, this is something what I think it's heavy to deal with when you do it by yourself. So I would also recommend people doing it with someone, because it's crazy doing it by yourself. But then I was like, it's interesting, but I still feel safe somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just my thoughts, you know? So, huh.
Your
And then,
body. Yeah.
yeah.
Your body lets you know. And I definitely feel like I would rather go out and experience and be in nature, experience the sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
you know, experience things than just stay cooped up all day in one room, you know, while you're
Mm-hmm.
fasting.
Yeah. Me,
It's a
yeah.
different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I felt the same. But did you had contact with water, or did you do the dry, that you're not taking a shower?
So that time I did the hard dry fast. Yeah. So I wasn't,
Ah,
there was a
okay,
pool in the back. I wasn't jumping in the pool. I wasn't taking
okay,
any showers. I was just dry.
okay. Oh
But
wow.
yeah, what happened to me as well, you said that I think you said the
Oh,
inner fire came online.
that's
That happened to me as well.
yeah. Oh,
So even in the cold, when I was going out in the cold, it felt like there was an internal
mhm,
heating system that just opened
mhm,
up, and it
mhm.
was like really coming online in my body. So a lot of things for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I have 1,000 more questions, but I think it's so late at your. You are, where are you, in Texas?
Yeah.
No,
So I'm in Texas, USA.
cool.
Right now it's I think it's 11:26, either 11. Yeah. It's 23:26 over here.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I have like 12:30 now in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So this has been amazing. We'll do it again. We'll do it
Yeah,
again for sure.
yeah, that would be beautiful, because I find there are so many questions, and so much to talk about, you know.
Absolutely.
It's just so interesting, and we need to share it with people, because I think many people are looking for the truth. And when it's a way of fasting helps them, or what another way, it's just necessary that they're gonna find it and get supported, you know, on the journey.
Right.
I feel.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Okay,
So
cool.
much
Thank
love, Justine.
Thank you.
Take
See you
care.
soon. Bye.